Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nukeshot Media, and what is going to be the start of the second annual Blue Moon Bay 200. This is going to be qualifying today. I'm, of course, your commentator Zokyo. We've got Poctavian as co-commentator here today, helping us out by running the waiting room lobby. We've got 4 hours ahead of complete delusion, so I'm hoping that you're looking forward to that. We've already had some cars running on circuit, and yep, Octavian, good to hear from you once again, good friend.
Yeah, good evening to probably most people here. It is an exciting but also long, treacherous day of 3 lap oval runs ahead of us. So yeah, I'm already in the lobby screen. I'm seeing multiple lobbies open of Mateus, of Natty, of course Sokyo here with lobbies open, practicing, getting their laps in, and really trying to get those few 100ths of a difference and making them stick. So yeah, I think I'm gonna open the waiting room lobby now too.
All right,
Ooh.
fantastic.
All right, cool.
Just doing a quick audio check. You sound just about fine on the live stream. Checking my own audio.
There we go.
Yep, that seems to be working all just fine. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, man, I haven't been on this game in a long, long time. Blue Moon Bay is quite the interesting circuit because it is, of course, exclusive to Gran Turismo. So yeah, it is quite cool to be here and see drivers set their runs today. We'll see how it goes. We did have a Blue Moon Bay 200 around, was it a year ago
It
by now?
was it
Probably
was
even
about a
more.
year and a half ago because we were originally going
Damn!
to run this one in May to coincide with the real life Indy 500, but
Oh,
uh,
okay.
we didn't in the end. Things got pushed back a bit for various series.
hmm
Capital NASCAR, which you can also catch on the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel.
Right, this was wait, I don't remember the timeline. This was under NASCAR under Capital Indy, right? The
Yes, well,
BMB 200?
this was a collab series. It was officially called the Capital X NES Indie Series or something like that.
Yes, yes. I
I
recall.
think that
And
was
then
also
and
on
then
this channel actually, so you can watch back even the last Blue Moon Bay 200
yeah, that
if
is
you're
quite
interested.
cool. Yeah, I do remember qualifying second, but never actually being able to race. If this was in May, I think I might have actually been to a family gathering at that point. So I actually never made the race. But a good friend of well, 3 of my good friends got on the podium: Chico, Mauro, and Joe. Oh man, that was one of Joe's last actual appearances that I remember practicing with him for. But yeah, quite the packed field in my opinion last time round. I was so surprised that Chica of all people won it, but seeing that final lap and his push toward the lead was quite intense and interesting. Although at that time the netcode was quite quite an interesting issue, of course, as it always is in Gran Turismo 7, unfortunately. But yeah, it was one of the tightest qualifying sessions, of course. Yeah, right. There was not even a tenth between the top three, and then like everyone else was within the fives until eighth. Everyone was in the sixes till 10th, and no one was below a 39, which is actually going to change today, because of the many physics alterations starting in July 2024 and probably ending quite recently. They did change the physics so much that we're gonna approximately have 6/10ths slower lap times. You said?
Yeah, that's about right from what I've calculated.
Wow.
Of course, there'll also be the 70 kilograms adjustable ballast, which is playing its part with that, and we've been seeing a lot of talk in the various uh, tuning houses about where exactly that ballast should be positioned for optimal lap time and also race pace. Because if you have it too far to the back, you do risk spinning out once the tires wear. towards the end of a stint. So that's something to potentially look out for. Shouldn't be an issue today
Yeah.
in qualifying. We were only running 1 times tyre wear, 1 times fuel, but we're also lowering the initial fuel to 10 litres to start this off. But that won't stop some cars from fuel burning on their outlap. I recall seeing that already happening in some of the runs before.
Understandably so. Despite it only making a small difference, it might actually be that 100th, that even 1000th, that can get you that can get you qualified or not even. Quite crazy to think about it. We don't have a lot of spaces.
Yep,
I was actually ironically thinking because Mauro pointed out, oh, there's a 15th slot available. Who's that going to? Well, that's just gonna stay free. And I was like, haha, what if I race that? No, I'm not actually gonna, but it would be quite funny too. It would be ironic that I would be off of Gran Turismo for half a year to just be back for one race and then be gone again. But no, I don't. I don't see any interest in this. But it is quite cool watching those drivers battle it out for position on race day. I'm quite sure this will be quite intense, especially because it's 200 miles of length. So nothing short in any way.
let's have a quick look at the current times that we've had set earlier in the week. Some of these drivers weren't able to attend today, so they did their qualifying runs in advance. We'll probably see some also after today, so we won't know the full cut-off by the end of this, but we'll certainly know a fair bit. Current top of the timesheets is the 88 of Mauro. I'm going to quickly check on that. That's a Motorsport Republic car, if I am not mistaken. Yep, that's the Celsius Honda. That's another point, actually. We do have 2 new engine manufacturers since last time. Before it was just Honda and Chevy. This time we've got Toyota and Ford joining the party. Then we've got Matteo, who is currently second. Mauro's time, if I didn't mention, was a 39.9185. Matteo in second for Team Full Push in the Auto Nation Ford. That is a 39.9525, so a little bit further back. The 31 of Ridwan F1, they're making their debut for Ray Racing, the Australian, in the Evangelion Honda. They set a time of 39.9555. Amuda, Oval Racing veteran and fan favourite on the channel, driving for Team Capital. They are in the Mobile One Honda. They are currently 4th with a 39.9690. Then it's ART Splurge driving for the home team on the channel, Nukeshot Motorsport, in the Meltdown Steel Chevrolet. They are currently 5th with a 39.9760. Then we get into the times over 40 seconds with Ray Racer currently in 6th place, driving for Ray Racing, believe it or not, in the FRNKIXX.829 Honda. Hopefully I won't have to say that overly much in full. But we'll see how they go on with that. They're currently 6th, as mentioned. They've set a 40.0405. And then it was the first car to run, actually. Is currently in 7th and the last of the cars that have set times. It was a good friend of the channel and regular in the Nukeshot Endurance series, Houdini Myers, the Portuguese driver for Martini and Marlboro Enterprises. That's a single car entry with the Marlboro Chevrolet. They currently are 7th and last with a 40.0470 on the timesheets. It's the top 14 that qualify for the race. Anyone outside of that become reserves in the event that someone can't make it. And the top 6 go into the Fast 6 shootout on race day. So the top 6 positions will be decided in a week's time.
Yeah, it is quite interesting to see that the entire top 6 is within 1/10. Not quite actually. Ray is not within the 10th exactly, but they are actually everyone is around within a tenth and a half. So there's basically no wiggle room for any mistakes if you want to make it into the fast six, probably even make it into the top 14. It's interesting to see the Santa Maria brothers have first and second right now. Um, I, I am sort of biased. I would like to see that happen, but there are still so many people qualifying today that might change. But I am definitely rooting for them. It's funny because Matteo runs the racing number that I ran for most of my sim racing career, the number 10. So call me a little a Matteo fan today. I'm I'm not going to burst out in tears if someone beats his time. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it'll be quite interesting. But and 0.91 average is crazy. Is what I just saw messaged from Mateus. Yeah, it is quite insane. Oh, and there are already two people in the waiting room. I gotta list them so I know who to send in first.
Okay, and yeah, Mateus was quite bullish about his own pace earlier in the week.
Hmm?
Not
Okay.
entirely sure if he was running the correct settings or not, but uh,
Oh well.
the thing is with the qualifying, another point is there's no wind speed, and a lot of the practice times that we've been seeing have been with the wind speed on. So that will be having an effect. Of course, a headwind going into turn one will increase the downforce through there, and it'll also be a tailwind for the rest of the circuit, allowing you to get back up to speed faster. We've seen differences of about 2/10 or so, just depending on the wind speed interaction, which is going to be a lot more key in the race, I feel.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very interesting, especially if there's a headwind. Wait, you did say the race will have normal wind
Yes,
on,
yes.
right? Yeah, yeah, of course. Because of that, there's going to be like a real big difference. If there's a headwind going into turn one, the slipstream will be amplified so much more. Going there, and knowing Gran Turismo 7's incredibly high slipstream multiplier, even on realistic, you'll see people zooming past each other and maybe even going 3, 4 abreast into turn one. It'll be quite cool to see. I am in the normal lobby screen, but I'm just observing two people currently driving some runs and going off track. Well, hitting the wall post turn one. Some people are not really on the line yet, it seems. Although I might be wrong, there's always a little bit of netcode, and every single one except Titan is American, so they might actually have a little bit of netcode wiggle.
All right then. Where exactly was it that you were listing who was in the lobby? I think I saw a message from you earlier, but I've now missed it.
It is in my personal moderator chat.
Ah,
You'll see
right.
it.
That'll be where I was there. Okay,
Hmm.
so feel free to send the first driver through in a few minutes' time, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, Natty's been in the lobby since the first 1 or 2 minutes. I'll let him run. Apparently he's on his third lap now. I'll let him run this, and then I'll tell him.
All right. Meanwhile, I suppose I'll do a quick lap of the circuit myself for the viewers here in the Atomic Injectables Chevrolet. As you can see, Blue Moon Bay Speedway Turn 1, the highest banked corner on the circuit and definitely a key for extracting lap time. We've been seeing a variety of different approaches, whether that's actually clipping the apex or staying on the higher line. I'll not do a full qualifying run, but I'll just show a rough demonstration as we go through turn 3 and building your speed up onto the start-finish straight. This is going to be a key. Crossing the line. Where
I'm
are
gonna
you
send
looking
him
to
out now.
turn in? It's going to be somewhere between those two billboards on the side, those advertising markers. I actually lifted off mid-corner there, which is something you don't want to do. But making your way through turn 2, you have to be very precise with the steering inputs. You want to get as close to the inside as you can without actually clipping the apron, because that will lose some speed. And the same here through turn 3, although the difference in banking not quite as pronounced. And coming up to the start-finish line, That is not a good time at all. That is a 40.133. We'll be seeing a lot of these drivers go faster than that, I am sure, today.
Okay, Natty's now been sent out to go qualify. I told him, you can go qualify.
Fantastic.
Okay, yeah, Blazzy's also now here, fourth in the list. They'll have enough time to practice their laps. Alright, yeah. Natty's in the pits.
Okay, so he'll be joining the actual qualifying lobby shortly then.
Yeah, he said copy, so yeah, now he's left. Alright. And Blazzy's now also out
I'm just
driving.
going to reset the track real quick. There we go. And here is Natty. Misa is here. Okay, this guy's great. That's a fantastic joining message.
Yeah, that is his signature joining message now. I do appreciate the liveries. Blazzy's livery is quite cool because it is a Nukeshot one, but in red, correct?
Yes.
It is quite cool, although the yellow accents, I think, make it look a little like it's a mix of a greenish tone and a reddish tone, which sort of conflicts normally. Oh, he caught the corner.
Here we go then, the first run of the day. Nova Natty. That's the 48 of Motorsport Republic. That's the outlap that they're on at the moment. They'll get an outlap, a warm-up lap, and then 2 timed laps. And it's the average of those 2 timed laps that will decide their qualifying time. That Honda power plant singing as he goes on to the start-finish straight. I'll not disturb through here. We'll be going on to timed lap 1 shortly.
Fastest lap in the waiting room lobby is still from Natty.
So he's looking
39.918. Yeah, for now it's only 3 people here. 4. Well, 4 if we counted Natty.
Through turn 1, sparks being thrown up as the car bottoms out, taking a wide exit and very smooth getting back towards the apron. Sort of in that second lane, the banking will get the car to trail downwards. That is looking to be very fast at the moment. Now through turn 3 again, staying in that second lane. Timed lap 2. About to start. We'll go on board with this one, I think. That first time is a 39.934. That is scorching. Through turn 1 once again, carrying the speed. A little bit tighter on exit this time by. Perhaps looking to shorten the length of the lap. Will it be faster? It's not looking quite as fast on this second run. Going a little bit wider on entry for turn 3 now. Trying to get the car tucked in. A little bit of a gap to the apron, but will be crossing the line. Checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. I'll get a screenshot myself there. 39.947 on that second run.
Not bad, not bad.
That was very solid indeed. So 39.947 plus 39.934 divide by 2. That's an average of 39.9405.
9405. Where does that place him?
Gonna check. Um, 9405 info hub. Let's go here. 9405. That's enough for second place provisionally. So he's into the Fast Six
crazy.
at the moment.
Alright, can I send the next one in?
Not quite yet. I still need to actually record the time on the sheet, if possible. This
Yes.
is going to be a bit of a faff. Okay, second. $39.9405. Okay, that's the timing updated. So Nettie goes to second. You may send whoever's next when ready. I'm just going to...
3 warm-up and 2 qualies, what Gerards asks. He should just go qualify. I think he'll find out by then. Get out! Get out of here!
Quickly check the live stream. Hello to Splurge, or Lord... no, what was the nickname I call it? Lord Sludgeworth, as I call him. And there.
Ooh.
He says, you say that like that's not exactly what I'm doing, Puck. I'm not sure when he sent that, so I don't know what the context was.
Oh well.
Oh well, indeed. So, joining the lobby now is... Gerart's Titan. Let's see if I can find them on here. Gerart's Titan, that is the number 19 car of Motorsport Republic, another debutant to the Nukeshot Endurance Series series of events and such. Join the track. Leave the pits. And good luck. Actually, I need to enter the track myself, just from the actual pits part there.
Now it's a bit silent in the lobby. There are 2 people out on track, but no one else. Gonna probably be a little bit of nothing for a while.
Okay,
At
going on
best
to
they'll
the
be done
warm-up lap.
before.
A bit of a lift there and weaving on the start-finish straight, trying to get the tyres up to temperature then.
Well, he should rather rev high and get that fuel out of the tank.
Now, even on the warm-up lap, weaving on the back straight, that could potentially have an effect on the momentum going onto the first timed lap here. We'll have to see. Timed lap 1 is about to start for Gerardt's Titan. It's another Honda-powered car sponsored by the University of Texas. 182 miles an hour, that's about the standard that we see. Pretty solid line through turn 1, staying on the high side on exit, that fourth line. Trying to carry momentum as they dip down through turn 2, trying to keep the speed up. It's an interesting approach, not seen this one as of yet. And again, high entry for turn 3. Timed lap 2. About to start. What's this first time? It's a 40.043 for Gerardt's Titan on the first run. Through turn 1 once again.
Wait, isn't that a full second slower? Or am I really wrong here?
No, it's about maybe 1/10 or so.
Oh, oops! I thought it was 39.1. It was 39.9. I'm understanding now.
Gerardt's
I understand
Titan.
it now.
Yeah, very good. Gerardt's Titan now coming through turn 3 for the final time. Checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. That second lap was a 40.015, so it will be an average over the 40-second mark this time. 40 point... Oh, I've just lost the screenshot now. 40.015 plus 40.043.
It'll place him 7th.
That's an average of 40.0290.
Yeah, 7th is currently Ray with a 40.0405. And then we got Splurge in 6th with a 39.976. So he won't be making it into the first 6, that's guaranteed, but he has a better chance of qualifying than Houdini or Ray do, in case other people do get into the 39s more frequently.
Okay, I'm just going to record the time now on the timing sheets. This long process once again. So Gerardt's Titan. It's the fastest of the 40-second laps, but it's still a 40-second lap, unfortunately for them.
Funny way to say it, yeah.
Okay, so recording that. That's number 19. .0290. That displaces Ray to 8th and Houdini to 9th. I'll also cross out the two cars that we've had run from the no time list, because they've now set times, of course. Novanetti as well. Okay. That is all set there. Gonna do another track reset. Who's next, Mr. Poctavian?
Vacant paddock. He's got notified now.
Okay, vacant on his way.
Yes.
Let's have a quick check on that entry. It's the number 5 of Motorsport Republic. So, have these all been Motorsport Republic cars today?
It would be funny, right?
I need to just double check. Yeah, we've had Natty, we've had um, Garrott's Titan just then, and we having Vacant Haddock next. It's just Malro who's already ran of those cars, which we won't be seeing today then.
Yeah, Mauro's already qualified and done quite a good average at that.
I think he may have actually guaranteed himself a place in the field now, officially, with the amount of cars left to run. Not that there was much in the way of doubt.
Never.
Leave the pits. Good luck. Outlap. Here we go then. Vacant Haddock, the next car to run. In the white and red machine here. Sponsored by NASA. All these sponsors unofficial, of course. Except for, I don't know, maybe Maro has a karting place. One that he may have an actual sponsor for, I'm not sure.
I don't think so, but yeah, we'll see.
Yet another Honda running today. The Hondas have been fast. There's a lot of them. It's, I believe, the most populous of the engines. Forgot to put that's the warm-up lap there. I'll put that on corner exit. Okay, so Vacant Haddock trying to carry the speed. Going through turn 2 now. We'll be starting timed lap 1 at the exit of turn 3 here. Timed lap 1. Here we go then, crossing the checkered stripe. Down towards turn 1, 182 miles an hour once again. Everyone's been on the money with the setups. Carrying a lot of speed through turn 1. What's this split going to be here? 19.503 at the halfway point. There's the sector marker. Now rounding turn 3. Timed lap 2 about to start. What's this initial time going to be? They go right towards the apron. It is a 40.005 for the first lap. Ooh. From Vacant Haddock.
If he gets that second run right, he might actually get a really good average to get him into the fast 6.
He's going to have to find quite a bit of time to be safe, I think. But we'll see. Going through turn 2 now. Again, not playing it too dangerously with getting close to the apron through there, sort of leaving a margin for error. Towards the timing line now, checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. It's a very consistent run. It's a 40.003. And it doesn't take a mathematician to work out that's going to be an average of 40.004.
So we've got the new best 40 lap time, 40 average I mean, but it's still not going to be enough for a fast 6 spot, but probably barely enough to beat out most drivers who try to qualify and still be in the race. We'll see.
Okay, let's add that one to the timesheet. So that's probably going to be 7th place again for another car.
Yes, definitely. pushing back Ray to 10th by now. No, not Ray. Someone was
Pushing
behind Ray.
Houdini to 10th.
Houdini will be back in 10th. Yes. But the risky spot to be in, basically. He's got no one behind him, but everyone in front of him. If that happens too often, you might not ever see the green flag. So yeah.
Okay, just recording the time now. Vacant haddock. Okay, screenshot 40.003 plus 40.005 divided by 2. There it is, 40.004 or 0040 since we're going to the 4th decimal place. So that's 7th there, 8th, 9th, 10th. So we've had 10 cards run so far. And let's
Sending in the next one, I assume?
Not quite.
Okay. Well, we got time. There's no one else joining yet.
Yep, that should be all good. Then I'll turn into a bit of a talk show, I suppose, for however long. We've only been running this for about 30 minutes or so. We've been getting down people quite efficiently, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's going to be empty after I sent Blasi in.
Okay.
Which...
Okay, I think we're about ready for the next card to be sent in. I'm going to just reset the track again.
He's been notified. Thank you, blue message. In time for an empty lobby.
Fun times. And we've got some notes, but we did get through some of them, so it'll end up turning into random trivia, or who knows. Anyway, Chico Blasi is now here. Enter the track. Leave the pits. And good luck. So, this is one of the Nukeshot cars. So the home team here on the channel, car 27 of Chico Blasi. They were one of the drivers in the Capital NASCAR Cup Series for the team as well. You may recall on the channel, so one to look out for. Quite different car, but similar sort of racing with the ovals, of course. In the Birechnusa, or however that's pronounced, Chevrolet was one of the Chevrolet cars. Chevrolets haven't been doing so well. Warm-up lap. Yeah, some of these Chevrolets have been a bit further down the order than they'd like, so we're tactically blaming Ilmore and not our own setups for that. But Chico Blasi now making his way through turn 2 on the warm-up lap. Staying in that second lane, running wide. We'll be hoping to get a bit of a launch through turn 3. Timed lap 1 about to commence. Crossing the stripe. Down towards turn 1. 182 miles an hour. Maybe the netcode clipping into 183. That's promising. Keeping the average speed up through turn 1 quite nicely. That's a 19.444 in the first sector split. That's looking quite handy. Going through turn 3. Timed lap 2 about to start. What's this first time going to be? It's a 39.931. That I think is the fastest of today so far. Chico Blasi going through turn 1 once again, getting very close to that inside apron, but not clipping it. That's exactly what you want to do. Going through turn 2. It's lost a little bit of time that time by though. Will he be able to keep it up?
He better gain some time.
One turn to go? To go, rather. Checkered flag mark up and screenshot of your times. You are kidding me. We set the exact same time on both laps.
What?
It's a 39.931.
No way. That is crazy. And I think if we're talking about consistency here, we probably have a winner, but doesn't that put him in second too? Or close to?
Yes, that's enough for second place provisionally as it stands.
Cool.
Exit the track once you have a screenshot. And well done. Oh, I'm going to have to invent a new award just for that. That was fantastic work there by Chico Blasi, going up into second place on the timing. That's going to be in the Fast 6, possibly going to be safe in the Fast 6. We'll have to see, depends on how others run, but that was a very competitive showing from Chico Blasi.
Definitely.
They'll be leaving the lobby shortly. I'm just going to add that time. You can ramble a little bit if you so like, Octavian.
Ramble? Well, I don't really have anything to ramble.
Your thoughts on the times so far, then?
Well, I mean, they haven't been challenging the leader, unfortunately, which isn't really that good. Well, good for Mara, but not good for the general competition. It seems there's a lot of midfield talent here, and then there's one or two outstanders on pace right now. I am saying this whilst the entire field is within a tenth, but within that tenth there is quite the variation of lap times and approaches. So I hope that there will be more people in the low nines instead of the high nines and low zeros, because I think if you really want to qualify and want to be safe, you probably need to have either a flat 0 or a high 9 at least. Maybe even a middle 9 if anyone else who joins is now actually quite quick, which I can imagine, unfortunately. But yeah, it'll be tough for people with like middle 4 zeros to make it. So I just hope that there will be more really, really quick times, but right now it isn't really anything worth noting. It is impressive how much closer the field is compared to the last BMB 200 though. There was way more variation between everyone, whilst Joe and I almost ran away with our set times, and then everyone was like a tenth too slower, starting in like 5th, 6th, 7th, whilst here we're having marginal and more marginal differences.
Just noting with the addition of that time, I think, has someone been... Oh wait, hold on, I've made an editing mistake. I was going to say that has knocked Splurge out of the Fast 6, has that time now. So that's a teammate of Chico Blasi. So it could be some animosity there. Hopefully not.
Oops.
But yeah, nice and securely in that second spot for now. I'd be very interested to see when Mateus gets here, if he is able to show up today.
He is over and underhyping himself consistently. I will be so fast. No, I suck at this. I found something in the setup. Ooh, I'm gonna be the fastest driver of all time. Oh, never mind. I suck so bad that I will not even be able to run a lap under 2 minutes. And I'm like, dude, stay calm. Do your goddamn lap times.
I think that's the adrenaline getting him to him a little bit there. The hype around the event, and I can't blame him for that.
Dog, it's a video game. There is no reason to be this adrenaline pumped for something
Shush, this is the
where
greatest
where
event of the year. I don't know what you're talking about.
where even where you can even I think Mateus could qualify even if he lifted for turn one. So I don't think he should worry as much as he does.
Yeah, I think his concern will be more just to get into the Fast Six. But if he's been using the right settings for qualifying, then that's going to be very interesting to see how he does with that. Just continuing to edit the standings at the moment. We've had 11 cars run then as of so far.
Hmm.
10th, 11th. Okay, that there, and then I move 7th back down below that on the edit. That should be correct. I'm going to cross off Chico Blasi from the no time chart.
That is what I'd call progress.
And did I already do that for vacant? I think so, yep. Well, efficiency. Very good. So how many cars do we have not with no time as of yet? We've got the 3 of Aiden, we've got the 25 of Mateus, we've got the 17 of Volked, we've got the 33 of Shadow, we've got the 98 of Taylor's. That's another car that should be quite competitive. We've got the 72 of former fan favourite turned fraud, Dominic Kubinski. We've got the 44 of Cam Dude, the 71 of Sonic Marathon, the 66 of Hoods. We've got the 28 of Drathic and the number 7 of Voza. All yet to run.
That is a ton to go.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to see all of them today, but we'll hopefully see as many as possible. Of course, if they don't set a time and we still have spaces on the grid, it will be by order of sign-up, is how it's decided. We've got someone joining this lobby. What's going on? Oh, Taters is here.
Taters is here. Oh, because he saw the waiting room lobby being empty, he just decided to join the other one.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense.
If he's okay with having no practice beforehand, then
Let him be.
fair enough. Okay. Join the track. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to reset the track. There we go. I'm just gonna say that you know there's no practice here, right? He hasn't actually left yet, okay.
He might have practiced in his own private lobby, which sort of makes sense because there's a waiting room lobby.
He's now saying please hold, so he's put the live stream on hold. Great. His tires will be getting cold just from sitting in the pit, so hopefully he's smart enough to
reset.
Yes, that.
We shouldn't be too sure.
And he's left the lobby anyway, so
So he's probably joining me now in the waiting room lobby, isn't he?
He's said that his setup isn't applied and he'll be back in 5. So this is
He'll be back in 5 laps.
This is why you need the budget to have preset setups already, like, organized. I'm not going to go and spoil the state secrets here, but look, this is the kind of setup that professionals with standards have. We've got the road course, the stock setup, the qualifying, the auto gearbox race setup, and the manual gearbox race.
Yes, but the difference... Yeah, but the difference is Tatus has one setup that's good. You have like 4 setups that are all bad. So I don't know which part you want to really have. Like, yeah, I have 4 setups, but they're all bad. He's like, yeah, I just edit my setup and then I just do banger races. Like, I don't even think TSR Joe did a lot of setup saving and copying and saving. He did like just editing his own often.
I'll have you know one of my setups is currently 2nd overall, thank you very much.
On an oval.
Shush.
Like there is only so much you can do wrong with an oval setup. I mean, yeah, if you really don't know your stuff, yes. Of course.
Everyone does seem to have the basics down, I think, from what we've been seeing. Everyone's heading 182 miles an hour on the straights. I'm assuming that means that everyone's running the anti-rake, where you raise the front and lower the rear to get the ride height as level as possible with this car. And of course reducing the downforce all the way to maximize straight line speed. So everyone seems to be on the same page with that. There may be some tuning alliances going on behind the scenes. Plenty of factors going into this one. Just a comment from Chico Blasi in the Nukeshot chat room. He's very happy with his consistent lap times. There, I'm not surprised at all. There's been an advertisement there for DGTS. There's another series that has I've been racing on the channel. So there's a new season of that coming up. There's a slight format change, so something else to check out. If you are interested in joining the wider community that we have here on the Nukeshot Media channel, be sure to check the link in the description to the Discord server. From there, I'll be able to direct you to wherever you need to go. You'll be able to meet all the drivers. There might be an autograph session. Who knows? Oh dear. But you say at the moment there's no one in the waiting room lobby. It's just Taylor's doing his own thing at the moment.
Yes. That is true.
Alright then. I'll use this as a little bit of a chance to go over the current running order as it stands then. Current first place, it is still Mauro, GT08, with a 39.9185. Has about a tenth and a half. No, not a tenth and a half, 100th and a half. That's going to get a bit confusing to say. Over Chico Blasi, who's now in 2nd with a 39.9310. 48 of Novanetti, currently 3rd, 39.9405. 4th place is Matteo with a 39.9525. Ridwan, not too far behind, they're in 5th with a 39.9555. And Amuda, currently the last car in the Fast 6 shootout, they have set a 39.9690. Outside of the Fast 6, we have in 7th place the 93 of ART Splurge with a 39.9760. And we've got Vacant Haddock in 8th with a 40.0040. We've got 9th place, which is the 19 of Gerart's Titan. That's a 40.0290. 10th place is the 32 of Ray Racer. That's a 40.0405. And 11th place and last of the runners as it stands is the number 4 of Houdini Myers with a 40.0470. Still waiting for Tatus to re-show up.
Yeah, he's currently doing laps.
Oh, he's actually in the practice lobby now.
Yes, he is.
Ah, very good. Actually following protocol for once. This live stream is unofficially brought to you by Coconut Water, the beverage of choice in the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre. Good stuff. Keeping hydrated. Just having a check here. Interesting thing of note here is the last time that we ran this race, the only driver that's entering this time from the Fast 6 is Mateus. The other 5 that were in the Fast 6 last time not entered for this, so I suppose that would make Mateus one of the favourites for this once he eventually shows up. Again, to go on the lap times, in the same conditions before, it was a 39.3810 set by Joe of the Fire. That was the fastest in regular qualifying before we put the soft tyres on, which will be for the Fast 6. All running hard tyres for this session. But yeah,
Tatus is joining you now.
Is he? Right, okay, very good. But yeah, we've lost about 6/10 since last time. That'll partly be the ballast, partly physics changes. I'm gonna reset the track again. So Tatus will be on his way shortly. I'm gonna get the notes up again. That's the highest of the numbers that we have here today. 98 is Tatus, or Rounded Potato 19. Nationality of Mexico, although I believe he lives in Arizona.
Why are you doxing him?
Arizona is a very small place. Oh well, but yeah, I think he has the Arizona flag on his car anyway, like quite prominently.
He does.
So there is that.
Tatus does have the fastest lap in the pre-quali thing by 2 1,000ths in the qualifying waiting room lobby.
Ah, okay. Because of course that one's not been reset at all.
No.
And he has now joined. Look at that with his B sportsmanship rating.
Is he EB or is he BB?
He's B. Okay, going on to the outlap here for Tatus. Getting 10 litres in the car. Not seen anyone actually do the fuel burning while this lobby's been running. It's only been in the private sessions that we've done that.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does burn fuel, yes.
It won't be burning too much. You don't exactly have a lot of time to do so. Tatus,
yeah,
that high line.
It's quite marginal. It always is, yeah.
Going on to the warm-up lap. Hitting 182 miles an hour. Again, the netcode just nudging it slightly into 183. And taking a very high line through turn 1, that's quite different.
For the out lap or for the race lap? Or for a
It's
quali
the
lap?
warm-up lap now, so
Yeah,
about to
okay,
go
no.
on to the lap 1. Again, high line through turn 2. We'll probably do the same through turn 3 as well. Timed lap 1 about to commence. Let's see what Taters has got. That's the Team Capital, the Freightliner E-Cascadia Toyota. First Toyota I think we've seen run today. Through turn 1, nice and close to the apron and close to the wall on exit as well. Trying to carry the speed. Heading towards turn 2. What's this split? That's about on par with what Chico Blasi was doing earlier. So making his way towards the next timed lap 2. Crossing the line. That is a 39.941 for the first lap.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Unk still got it. Unk still got it. Unk still got it. He's the Lexus RCF of league racing.
Of course, he does have quite an affinity with the Toyota Lexus group, running a Toyota engine here. A little bit slower on that particular sector split. We're making his way through turn 3, keeping a very low line, getting close to the apron, which is what you need. Checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. That is a 39.967.
God damn it! Yeah, that barely gets him. Yeah, that gets him into third, I think. Wait, he did a .941,
941, and then 967.
941 at 967, 941, 955. That'll put him on par with Ridwan. So around fourth. Damn. He's either going to be fifth or he's going to be fourth.
Oh, is it the exact same average then?
Give me 941 and 967, right?
Double checking. Yep, that's correct.
Hmm. Wait. Ooh, damn, that is going to be close.
Is it tied?
No, it won't be tied.
Okay, I was going to say, that'd be a header. It could go to the side. I believe it would be whoever set the time first, or order of sign up. I haven't actually figured that one out.
954 against 955, so he's going to be fourth.
Alright, well done to Taters. I'm going to record that time shortly. And we go into a little bit of a lull in proceedings. We're approaching the first hour of the session running. We're scheduled for 4, so it could be quite a bit of time in between runs, but we'll see.
Yeah, lobby's empty right now.
39.941 plus...
Und still got it.
39.967 divided by 2. Okay.
954 was correct.
954.
Yes. Mateus claims a .891.
Number 98. Rounded underscore potato 19. 39.9540. Fifth there and sixth. So that officially knocks Amuda out of the Fast Six.
Oops.
Actually, yeah, that's another teammate being knocked out by a teammate there, I think, because Amuda, I believe, is running as one of the Team Capital cars. Yep, the 54, the Mobile One car. That's another Team Capital machine. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. We're getting dangerously close to cars being bumped here. We've had 12 runners. Of course, those that do get bumped out of the field, we will be hosting an exhibition race. That will be the week after the Blue Moon Bay 200, if all goes well. I'll hopefully be driving in that one myself. As of course I'll be doing commentary for the main race.
Yeah, the lobby's currently empty, so I'll just be right back.
Yep, thank you very much, Poctavian, for all your help so far.
Yeah, but I'm not leaving if you were hoping on that. I'll just be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. Gives me a bit of time to sort through things. Oh, so what were your thoughts so far? Be sure to leave them in the live chat. This is Nukeshot Media bringing you qualifying for the Blue Moon Bay 200, the second edition of it. How many cars do we still have with no time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars with no time and 12 with a time as it stands. I'm getting a little bit faster with this editing of the timing. Now I've got a notification here from Descaling the Rust, as he's known on the Discord server at the moment, as you can also join in the link in the description. That is actually ART Splurge, asking if we need a safety car procedure for the exhibition. Oh dear. That will be that's an optimistic sounding. It's going to be chaos enough with the current race. We don't actually have a safety car procedure, so you best stay out of trouble. I'm gonna reset the live stream on my end just so I can see all the chat up to date. It's mainly just been Splurge, but Natty as well. Nice having you in the chat. There's the top fans feature now. It says that Splurge has 100 XP and Natty has 25. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you've been enjoying proceedings so far here on the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel. I'll do a reset of the lobby while I'm here. Alright, let's have a quick check on things once again. Now that the order has been ran so far, I'll give you a quick update as we've got no one joining for the foreseeable future. going on the info hub for the event. It is Mauro that still has the top time, and with actually, let's also see how many positions are left with 10 to run. One. Okay, I believe the top 4 have all officially qualified into the field on pace. So that is the 88 of Mauro with a 39.9185. Second place is the 27 of Chico Blasi. That's a 39.9310. Third
We're
place
back.
is welcome back. Third place is Novanetti with a 39.9405. Fourth place is the 98 of Taters. That's Rounded Potato 19 with a 39.9540. And I believe those 4 have made the field officially now, even if the remaining 10 qualify ahead of them. Fifth place is the number 10 of Matteo, still holding on in that Fast 6 spot with a 39.9525. Sixth place, holding on to the last of the Fast 6 spots. That's the 31 of Ridwan with a 39.9555. Seventh place is the 54 of Amuda with a 39.9690. That's the first car outside of the Fast 6. Eighth place is the 93 of Splurge, ART Splurge, with a 39.9760. Then we get into the 40s. We've got ninth place, the number 5 of Vacant Haddock, with a 40.0040. 10th place is Geralt's Titan in the 19. That's a 40.0290. 11th place is 32 of Ray Racer 5. That's a 40.0405. And 12th place in the number 4, last of the runners as it stands, is Houdini Myers with a 40.0470. I'm getting quite a few notifications here. Have I done a bit of a typo? Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna recheck the time there for Taters because I think there's been a bit of a mistake. 39.941 plus 39.967
Yes.
divided by 2. 39.5. Wait, no, 39.954.
Yes. Just like I calculated.
Yeah, so that is actually behind Matteo. That's a good spot there by Mateus in the chat. Thank you for the correction on that. I'll get those two swapped around. So Taylor's actually qualified 5th and is not currently safe then, if that's the case, and Matteo is.
He should be 4th, right? Isn't he ahead of Amuda?
Yeah, they're all ahead of Amuda. Amuda's in 7th now.
Right.
Okay, so 5th there, and 4th for Matteo.
Right, Blasi is 2nd.
Okay, yep.
I forgot. Mateus is currently setting fastest lap after fastest lap, ironically. If he does nail this lap, he can, in theory, get a practice average better than Mauro. He didn't.
Oh wait, who was
39.929. Mateus is currently in the waiting room.
Okay, so we do have another car on its way shortly. Just let him practice for a little bit longer then.
Yeah, I've already let him do 5. Oh, he's on his 5th now. He said he just doesn't want to do it right now, but I told him he can practice here.
If there's no one else waiting around in the waiting room, then yeah, there's no harm in him just practicing there for a bit.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tatus has just called Mateus a snitch in the Discord
Well,
chat for
it's
pointing out
not
the
like
mistake
no
on the
one.
timing.
Yeah, it's not like no one would have found out though, right? This is
I
still.
mean,
There's a
this
week
is
to
me we're
go.
talking about here.
Yeah, but this is like a whole community of people who have a stick up their bottom, so probably not.
Oh dear. Let's gonna actually just do a qualifying run myself. This is purely just for the sake of filling time while we wait.
Sure.
Yes, I am a chase cam user. Those not familiar to the channel, gives a bit better spatial awareness, I find. I'm also a dual shock user, so not on a wheel, which makes
Mateus
this
with a
particularly difficult, being precise.
Mateus got a record 890, 39.890, beating his own. And yeah, he's joining you now. It seems.
Is he? Okay.
He is. He left my room.
I'll reset the track then. So Mateus is once again looking speedy. Will he be able to withstand the adrenaline and the pressure and be able to put that kind of a qualifying performance together in the actual lobby? We shall see. He's still loading in.
He's on PS4 if I remember correctly, so it might take a bit.
Right. Yeah, this is It's still loading in.
Yes. Can take about 40 seconds on that
There we go.
old console.
Join the track. Leave the pits. And good luck. Hey, what's he doing? He's burning fuel while in the pits. Bruh.
Oh, hello, Taters. Welcome back, Taters.
Is he just lurking? Here we go then. Mateus on the outlap. That is the number 25 of Team Full Push, the KFC Ford. Ford, as mentioned, a debuting constructor here. Them and Toyota. Warm-up lap.
Well, let's hope it's not a 1 liter EcoBoost he's driving, otherwise he might break down before he sets his first actual timed.
We shall see. Now on the warm-up lap going through turn 1. Not quite getting to the apex, but doesn't have to. Just carrying the speed. And again, getting into that second lane on entry. And as the banking starts for turn 2, the car does drop down naturally. Now taking the wide line through turn 3. Timed lap 1 is about to start. 182 as he crosses the stripe. Netcode again slightly clicking into 183s. Going through turn 1. Carrying the speed. What's this first sector split going to be? About level with the last two cars we've seen. That was a 19.4. Now going through turn 3. Timed lap 2. What's this first time going to be? It's a 39.904.
There we go.
Very impressive stuff from Mateus. Will he be able to keep it together on this second lap? Doesn't put it in the wall at turn 1. keeps it going, maintaining the speed. He was a little bit off his personal best through the first sector split, but not by much. Now rounding that final corner, goes back to the outside wall, interestingly. Checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. It's a 39.920 for the second time. That, I think, is going to be very close to challenging for pole.
No, it is going to be pole.
It is?
920, yeah, 918 is Mauro's average. And if he has a 920 as his worst, and in 906, you said, or 904? 904 and 920 average to below 918.
That is a new provisional pole sitter. Of course, the top 6 are just locking themselves in here. It won't necessarily be the same on race day. We have the separate session on the racing soft tyres, but that's a statement lap.
912 average, 912 average.
Thank you very much. That is a statement to the rest of the field by Mateus, and he said that the second lap was bad in the lobby chat here as well, so more time potentially in that car, but very impressive. He's managed to back up the torque. Let me now record the time on here. Okay. 39.920 plus 39.904 divided by 2. 39.912.
As I told you.
I know, but I'm just saying it to myself.
It's okay.
Now, the issue with him taking first place is it means I have to go through every other single result when editing this sheet, because he's displaced everyone by 1 position. So thanks for that one, Mateus. I believe that's knocked out Ridwan from the Fast 6 in the 31.
Whoops.
Is that another team car? Hold on. No, that's a Ray Racing car. That's just been displaced there. Number 25. So he was in the Fast 6 last year, and he's made it again. Okay, that's moving everyone down a place. So second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Ops is in the waiting room.
Okay, let him practice for a bit while I get all this sorted.
Oh, I actually got to use my sheet now. Sixth is gonna be Mateus can't go back into the waiting room lobby. Let's see. Okay.
Wasn't that what Tatus did?
Yeah, but he didn't do a quali run and then go back to testing.
Oh, right. Okay, I believe that's all the times now set. Currently on the bubble of the Fast 6 is Taylor's in the 98. It's 39.9540, the time to get into the Fast 6 as it stands. We've still got one more space before we see the first bump, with 13 runners and 14 spots. To give you kind of a sense of just how fine the margins are, the gap between first and second, 65 ten-thousandths of a second. Very close stuff. Once again, just checking the info hub. Hope you're all enjoying the content here on the Nukeshot Media channel. If you are, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for future content, including when we get the race underway in a week's time for the Blue Moon Bay 200, the second running. Not quite on the same level of the Indy 500 yet, with its 109 runnings, but we're getting there. I think it's going to be a bit difficult to catch up, especially considering I have to live to over 120 or so. Ah, well. Okay. All of that in place. So no one's managed to get a 39.8 average yet. Everyone's just been either 39.9s or 40.0s. Again, no one has been drastically off with the setup at all. Maybe some of the newer teams would be. I'm not entirely sure. We might see some of them later today, but a lot of these teams that we've been seeing are well-established names in the community. We've got the likes of Motorsport Republic, Team Full Push, Team Capital, Nukeshot Motorsport, of course, Ray Racing as well. Those are the main teams to look out for. We do have some smaller entries as well that could be in trouble if they haven't got the setup right.
Yeah. No one is actually waiting, and Arps is right now in the pits. I'll just tell him.
Yep, he can join whenever. I'm just going to reset the track again. Oh, my spine is killing me. Can also check in on the live chat while we're at it. The track conditions are remaining the same, Mateus. It gets reset for everyone. That's the point. No rubber gets laid down. Can nobody go faster than P8, please? Thanks, says Taylor's in the Discord chat.
No.
It's worth a shot. You say was Aiden in the practice lobby?
Correct. He's
Right.
still doing laps,
Okay.
making a few mistakes right now, but he's working on it.
Okay, that is the lowest numbered car in the field, number 3. Aiden RPS Hut, if that's how it's pronounced. That's a team full push car. So just like the one we just saw with Mateus, that's the Logitech Ford. So one would assume they're running the same setup, so it could be another one challenging for a Fast 6 shootout spot. Oh dear, being sent messages over PSN as well. Oh, pardon me. Hiccup McGee over here.
I think with my stick drift, the first thing I'd be hitting is the turn 1 wall and the turn 2 wall and the turn 3 wall probably too, and the apron too many times. So I'm not even gonna try.
It's tricky enough on a controller, let alone a stick drifting one.
Yeah, with good sensitivity or maybe even the horrible tilt to steer, you might actually be able to.
That's a
But yeah,
point. If only CJ was still around with his tilt to steer controls, that'd be interesting to see. I can't remember
what
if he
about?
was in the last running of this or not. I don't think so.
No, no, no. What about arrow to steer?
Uh,
People do use arrow to steer, and I even know some who do not just arrow to steer, but left stick accelerate and brake, and right stick corner. No, other way around. Right stick accelerate brake, left stick corner. Hmm.
that's certainly an interesting one. I remember arrow to steer or a directional pad, as some may also
D-pad, yeah.
refer to it as. Um, that was a lot of more common thing on the PlayStation 1 and 2 games, if I recall correctly. At least that's
Yeah,
what
of
I did.
course. I mean, the PS1 and PS2 games were sort of made for that in mind.
Hmm.
Even the PS3 GTs worked well with it, mainly because mainly because the PS1, 2, and 3 controllers were basically the same since the DualShock. But ever since like good stick controls since GT5 exist, there was sort of no real reason to go arrows anyways.
Hmm.
I feel like GT3 and 4 were actually quite accessible with D-pad, but GT5 and 6 just showed where you could easily be better with because you had so much more precision. And in comparison to GT7 and GT Sport, for example, where I really found myself in a tough situation because your steering is sort of delayed because your turning input takes so long to enter, right? Because every time you go full lock, it only slightly moves the steering bar in comparison to Gran Turismo 5 and 6, where you just had immediate turning input, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so it was better. It was way better for steering wheels, and it is way better for steering wheels on GT7 and even on GT Sport. But on GT6 and 5, it was still quite accessible for joysticks to have precision cornering without having a lot of latency on when to actually use the stick for turning, because you have to use the stick for turning much earlier now on GT7 because it takes ages for the bar to move to full cornering input,
Do
even on the highest sensitivity.
I was just looking at the sensitivity setting. I've got mine defaulted on +2. There's a range of -2 to 10, so you can get it more sensitive than I currently run it. But uh, yeah, that's
I have mine on 10.
Oh,
Ironically,
really?
I use that for NASCAR setups, and I know Tatus didn't always like my setups. They were quite bad, but honestly, it worked much better, and it was more in line with other racing games I played on pad. Like in comparison to Forza Motorsport, it would be so different to GT7 if I'd continuously used low sensitivity, because then I'd have to get used to this long waiting time of max input to actually go through. So yeah,
And of course, the PlayStation 1 controller. Here's one for the old heads in the chat. That, of course, didn't have a any joysticks on it.
Hmm.
So you didn't really have a choice with the steering inputs, unless you use the shoulder buttons like a Psycho or something, I don't know.
Ops is joining now.
Alright, good to know. We've got another run on its way. I'll get the notes up for that entry once again. It's a team full push car, as mentioned. Number 3, the Logitech Ford. Unknown if they have their livery submitted yet.
No,
I don't think
they
they
don't
do.
have a livery on, even. They
Hmm.
are on the standard blue.
Oh right, they're using the base template for now.
Yes, correct.
Right. Okay, so they'll be on their way shortly. Track has been reset. Once again, this broadcast unofficially brought to you by coconut water, the beverage of choice here in the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre. Good stuff. Okay, Aiden's here, or ARPS. Okay, they've already entered the track. Leave the pits. They are now leaving the pits. Okay. Outlap time for what will be the number 3 Team Full Push Logitech Ford Cosworth car. As you can see at the moment, it's just running the standard Ford Cosworth base template, which is available on my profile if anyone wants it, along with the other manufacturers that participate in this series. I've been seeing quite a few making use of that for their practice attempts, so it's nice that they're getting a bit of use. Warm-up lap commencing. Ooh. Okay. Struggling
What's
to
up?
hit 182 miles an hour on the straight. They are hitting it. That could just be the net code, but it looked like they
Probably,
might
yeah.
have been 1 mile an hour down on some of these other cars. Let's hope that's not going to be much of a struggle for them. They're about to go through turn 3 and start their first timed lap. Very high exit on turn 3 and about to cross the checkered stripe to start their first timed lap. They are again hitting 182. Minimum corner speed of 170 miles an hour that time by. It's difficult to judge with some of these cars lagging a little bit. So 19.499 for that split. So not too far off. And about to go on to timed lap 2. What's this first time going to be? It's 40.021 for the first lap. Oh, and they've hit the wall! They've hit the wall in turn 1. That's the first crash we've seen. Oh, that's killed their momentum. They're 7/10 down. Heartbreak for ARPS.
Break. But
They're going to complete the run. Valiant effort by them. Oh, they've reset to the pits anyway. Oh dear. I did get a screenshot of the time, just. I'm gonna double check that they've gone already before I had a chance to properly record it. So that was a 40.021 on the first lap, and after hitting the wall at turn 1, a 40.879. So I'm gonna work out what that is as an average. 40.021 plus 40.879. Divide by 2, that is a 40.4500 average. And as expected with the wall contact, that is going to be at the bottom of the timesheets.
The first one to be out with bad luck.
That's going to put him 14th of 14 runners. That the pressure, it is a high pressure environment. Especially, you can also run into the issue of if you do too much practice, it can start getting in your head, and then when you're doing your actual run, it could psych you out a little bit. I think it was maybe just a slight misjudge with the turn-in. Maybe they clipped the apron if they turned in too early, and that sent them to the outside wall. It's a painful mistake to make. They've been taken to the medical center and the infield, and it sounds like they're going to be okay.
What, the apron or the outside wall?
No.
Who's now in the medical center?
We're hearing that they're fine either way now, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
The turn 1 fence has been released from the medical center.
Oh dear.
Only slight bending.
Yep, thanks to the marshals for repairing the safer barrier there.
Yeah, the fence only has slight scoliosis now.
Number 3, that was Aiden RPS Hut. Is there anyone else in the warm-up lobby, or is that it for now?
No, it's empty right now.
Okay. 40.4500. Now there is a bit of consolation with that, even though, of course, Aiden is now unlikely to make it into the main show. There is, of course, the exhibition race that we're running, which is open primarily for cars that don't make the field. We will also be having some extras as well, so even if you don't make the field, you do still have a race that you can enter. So there is that. And as it stands, they are in the field, but in the event that they do get knocked out, we hope to see them for that one. Checking in on some of the messages going off on the Discord. Okay, everything reset there. Info Hub, I've got to cross a name out because we've just had a run from the no run list. That leaves 8 cars yet to run, and we have all 14 spots filled as it stands. And if there is no one currently in the warm-up lobby, it will give us a bit of time to go over the current running order after it's been corrected. I'll just go through the chat a little bit there. Yeah, Mateus was in the chat for that one. That was a big hit. Hope your driver's fine after that one. So the order as it stands. Remember, the top 6 are in the Fast 6 shootout as it stands. So first is the number 25 of Mateus. That's the fastest time we've seen all week. It's a 39.9120 for Team Full Push. Then the Motorsport Republic car of Malro is in second, the number 88. 39.9185. Then it's Chico Blasi in third, the number 27 of Nukeshot Motorsport. That's a 39.9310. Fourth place is Nettie, who is in the Motorsport Republic car number 48. That's a 39.9405 for them. They're currently fourth. Fifth place is the number 10 car of FP Mateo. That is, checking here, that's a Team Full Push car. 39.9525 for them. And the last car within the Fast 6 shootout as it stands is the number 98 of Team Capital. That is Rounded Potato 19, or Taters as he's known in our circles, with or ovals as it is, 39.9540. Sorry for the puns. Not really. Outside of the Fast 6 shootout, the first car in there is 7th place, the number 31 of Ridwan F1 for Ray Racing in the Evangelion Honda. Plenty of Hondas high up the order. Amuda in the 54, they are currently in 8th place. I think they would have been hoping for a little bit better than that. In the Team Capital Mobile 1 Toyota, they have a 39.9690. Then in 9th place, it is ART Splurge and then number 93 for Nukeshot Motorsport, the Meltdown Steel Chevrolet. That's a 39.9760 for 9th place. In 10th place is Vacant Haddock in the number 5 car. That is a Motorsport Republic car, the NASA Honda. That has set a time of 40.0040, first of the times that are above 40 seconds. Gerard's Titan is in 11th place as it stands in the number 19 Motorsport Republic Honda, sponsored by the University of Texas. That is a 40.0290. Then we've got Ray Racer currently in 12th in car number 32 for Ray Racing in, brace yourselves, the FRNKIXX.829 Honda. Again, thanks for that one. All of the commentary team, thanks you for that one. They did a 40.0405. They're currently 12th. 13th place is Houdini Myers in the number 4 for Martini and Marlboro Enterprises in the Marlboro Chevrolet. That is a 40.0470. And then 14th, and the last car to have set a time, is the number 3 of Aiden. That is a Team Full Push car, the Logitech Ford. That has set a time of 40.4500. Any more times? And we start getting into bumping from the field. Well, it's been an exciting day so far. We've seen a new Festus. We've seen a crash even. There's the highs and lows of this sport. And it's all playing out here on the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for future content on the channel. We are getting closer to hour 2, so we're not even halfway there yet of the official opening time for this qualifying. Because if everyone,
quite interesting here, in my opinion.
If everyone does set their time before the deadline, then we'll just shut it, but like early. But as it stands, things are unlikely to be that case. Poctavian, any names that stand out to you from the qualifying that we've seen so far? It's been a fast and frantic day here at the Blue Moon
Definitely.
Bay Speedway.
Yeah, I'll be right with you. When I've sorted one thing out here, and then I'll go back to the list. I'm sorry that I'm a little silent. I just got something to figure out.
No worries at all. I'll also go for a quick little break as it's starting to get dark outside here in the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre, so I'm going to be shutting my blind and therefore muting my mic to avoid you listening to the screeching sounds.
Eek, eek,
See you in a bit. Oh, wait,
eek.
someone's just joined. What? Someone's just
Yeah, that
joined
makes.
the. Who's this? I'm gonna before I go to break, I'm gonna see who this is. Oh, it's Mateus again.
Huh?
What's
Can I
Mateus doing?
qualify again? Can I do another run?
Oh dear. He's already got the fastest time. Like, I'm not sure what he's doing here. Maybe he just wants to be on camera a bit more. Anyway, since it is just Mateus here, I'm going to mute and get that blind sorted. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a short while here on the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel. Oh, he's got the ambulance out. I see. That's what's going on.
Safety car. He really got that safety car. Well, while Sokyo's shutting the blinds, I will be taking over. He asked me of standout names for today's qualifying, so going on to bump day qualifying and generally the list, we can see, of course, the classic drivers who've been around GT sim racing a lot, including Mauro and Mateus, of course, topping the timesheets as Mateus in the 25 is leading currently, and Mauro being in second. Nothing unexpected, both are quite talented and quite good at this, although this is quite the narrow place, so there's one, no room for mistakes, but two, a good setup might actually get those 100s out of you, even if you are not as fast if you drive on like an actual road course. So it does amplify the mistakes of some, as seen with Abs doing a really unfortunate bad average after his one mistake cost him the entire second lap. But at the same time, if you got a good setup and you just figure out how to drive basically 2.5 corners, then you can easily beat drivers who are on normal days quite a lot more skilled than you. And in the race, it's also going to come down to who knows how to pack race and who has the best net code. So there's always something different from each driver. I am surprised that Blasi is so far up. I haven't seen him drive a lot except for Capital NASCAR, where he hasn't been doing badly, but he wasn't a standout driver where I was like, damn, he is outperforming everyone else. So I'm quite surprised that he's up there. Natty, of course, is a name for me, is sort of someone I know, but I'm also in this realm of Natty, Mateo and Taters. All of them are sort of good and experienced, and in a way are similar in that regard, although Taters has a lot more experience. Goes back to even the GT Sport days, so he has a lot more experience than those two. Basically, Unk status like me or Tomsoft, for example. I'm sort of. I don't want to let him catch any hits for it, but I expected Taters to be hella prepped to do like hella lap times, but for a year old setup, still making it to the provisional Fast 6 and competing with someone who has probably worked on his setup a lot more, Mauro and Matteo, he's still gotten quite close to them, which is impressive in my opinion. Of course, below those Fast 6 we have Ridwan, who I've heard of for long but hadn't seen him race a lot, although he was there at my first ever league race win back in 2023 at the Challenge Daytona race, the Daytona Hour race. He was there. I know him from there. Abuda was also a name I didn't know a lot about, but I do know is around. So definitely quite the solid result here. Splurge, a literal veteran and a half, always around that semi-casual to almost semi-pro area of the drivers here, so nothing unexpected from that position, though I could have seen him go into like the Ridwan or Taters or even Mateo area if he really practiced a lot and got his stuff together. Haddock, for example, and Titan are more new names to me. I haven't seen them around a lot, of course, because of my lack of seeing events in recent memory. Welcome back, Sokyo.
Yep,
But
hi.
so I also wasn't expecting them to go out there and get like a fast 6 quali position immediately, though those results aren't too bad either, considering they are still basically within a tenth of Mateus, so there's not really anything to complain about here. Ray, I actually expected higher, but at the same time, Ray hasn't been someone in my mind who's done hella practice for this and hella setups for this. More of a casual, I'll just go in here and drive person, and you don't have to be within the fast 6 to have a shot at the win in the BMB 200. So not really something to worry about for Ray. Houdini is just like Spurge and a little more than Taters, a veteran of this scene. And again, in series, I've raced him, starting with the International Le Mans series, which became the Capital GT Championship. I remember him racing there in the top class and being quite far off the pace. So he never stood out to me as one of the fastest, most impressive standout drivers for his experience, but he's always been lurking around that area. With general experience, he's still gotten to the semi-casual people and gave them a run for their money, so I didn't expect him to be anywhere else. And Arps impressed me a lot more in Capital NASCAR than for him to then make such a big mistake in qualifying here. I mean, it's almost a guaranteed shot out as soon as there's anyone else doing this without making a mistake, and we still have quite a few people to go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people around here, at least, who are probably not all going to do a really bad second lap, shooting them out so far, as much or as far as Arps got shot out, sort of. So it's quite sad to see him either have the biggest strike of luck and still be able to race, or just be out of it and only be able to go into the exhibition, which would be quite bitter, knowing he has a lot more talent up his sleeve and up his agenda. So I sort of expected more from him, but at the same time, those mistakes can just happen, right? This can just happen in the heat of the moment, and oops, there's the wall, and then you immediately lose momentum and time, and then it's just over at the circuit. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your insights on the field there. Yeah, it's certainly been an action-packed day so far. We're just about approaching the half distance marker for the lobbies being open, as we have Mateus putting on a bit of a show for the fans here. He's got a BMW GT2 on circuit in the art car livery. You may recall, Octavian, you're not able to see it unless you're watching the live stream yourself, but that's what he's using.
Interesting. But an art car livery is always quite nice. I love art cars, in my opinion. Whoops.
Oh, absolutely. He's reset to the pits now. As mentioned, we still have 8 cars left to run. It'll depend on if or when some get here. I think there's at least one that's going to be setting a time sometime next week. Possibly others, or just due to unfortunate scheduling situations and such. One that is a little bit concerning, I'll give you a bit of insight on the team management side of things, is with Volked coming back to the Nukeshot Motorsport program after being a part of it in the previous iteration of the Blue Moon Bay 200. I recall correctly. They've been struggling to find a lot of time to practice, really, so I've absolutely no idea what their pace is going to be like, so that's always a bit of a concern. But they have the setup, and we'll see if they're able to show up later today. Hopefully they'll be able to set a time. Of course, cars that don't set a time could still make it in as a reserve based on the order of sign-up if there are some that are unable to compete on race day. Of course, priority goes to the cars that have set a time, and then if all of those have been used up, then we get to the ones that have the order of sign-up as their priority. And I believe Volkhead's quite high up on that list because I submitted the entry quite early. Not the first, because that would be unfair,
Correct.
but yeah, that's...
Vol is the first I saw of any drivers who still had something to do. Like if anything came now, Volkert would be the first one to be in the cutoff. but I think, wait, is this the last day of qualifying? Yes, it is, right?
No, not officially. We'll still be able to have more runs. It's just this is the main qualifying day.
Yeah, I understand now. Okay.
Mateus is currently driving the Nissan Longboy backwards around the circuit.
Maybe he's trying to get it to jump.
Actually, he's able to get into the same kind of speeds in reverse as the cars that we've been seeing doing qualifying runs on today. He's hitting 181 on the straight, so I think he might be able to go a bit faster here if he gets this lined up right. Imagine that, setting a qualifying time for this backwards in a Le Mans prototype. Of course, in this configuration it will be rear engine, rear drive, with him driving Longboy backwards. Of course, the Nissan GTR LM Nismo, for those not familiar with the nickname given to it by the sim racing community.
It is in theory four-wheel drive by the new GT7 physics, so it's rear engine four-wheel drive, so it's basically a Porsche 911 Turbo S if it had autism.
Yeah, I suppose, although I'm not sure if the hybrid deploys when you go in reverse, so I think it may still be technically rear drive if in that configuration.
Oh, so it's just an old 911 Turbo S, but in really weird. Okay.
Yes, perhaps. He's keeping the crowds entertained. You can hear the roars of the crowd going through here. We've got decent attendance for what is a qualifying session here, as the camera panned to an empty grandstand. The hybrid
usual.
doesn't deploy in reverse, Mateus has confirmed.
Okay, cringe. I mean, what?
That would be certainly something. When are we going to have side-wheel drive cars?
Probably something Nissan would put in one of their weird hybrids.
Yeah, we need Nissan to return to sports car racing. I think there was a bit of talk about rebranded Alpine in the IMSA side of things, because of course Alpine don't sell cars really in the United States, so they'd have to rebadge that if they wanted to enter the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship in the real world. That could be something, but of course Nissan facing financial troubles themselves, so...
Even Porsche is going out of the World Endurance Championship because they don't have enough money, because their stock went down a lot after sales dropped 50% in the USA after tariffs, which is quite an unfortunate thing for the entire car community to see this big brand known for competing in the World Endurance Championship almost since it started, and having a lot of cool prototypes under their belt, including an LMP2, which was the Porsche RS Spider, I remember, who got an overall win, beating the Audi R10 or Audi R8 LMP1 once at Long Beach, which was quite funny. Porsche had some real good prototypes under their belt. Of course, the 919, which they then also did a tribute version of, that then went fastest laps overall around like Spa and the Nürburgring Nordschleife even. So Porsche and their prototype program sort of taking a cut shows that someone like in Nissan's position can definitely not afford doing anything comparable to a big program. Even Lamborghini's now going out of anything next year. There's not going to be a real works program there either. Although there's going to be McLaren and Ford joining soon, and Mercedes, weren't they planning a return for the top prototype class too? I'm not sure. I think they
We've
were.
not heard about anything from Mercedes for a while, but that was talk at least a year ago or so, because that was how they managed to convince the ACO to let the GT3 cars into the World Endurance Championship field. Of course, the rules in that series are if you want to run GT cars, you need to have or are planning to commit to a hypercar program as well, which is
Yeah,
also what's going to potentially see Porsche withdrawing their GT cars from that series, and it might be the first Le Mans in who knows how long that we don't see a single Porsche, not even a GT Porsche, on the grid at Le
that
Mans.
would. Yeah, but that would require one thing, and that would require Porsche not having two 963s on the field. And apparently, there's rumors of a team. I don't remember the name. Wanting to go to WEC, not committing to another IMSA season, or having not talked about another IMSA season.
That's
Maybe switching
Proton, I
to WEC.
think.
Yeah, I think that's Proton. If Proton does switch to WEC, they'll have two 963s. Subsequently, can run the 911 GT3Rs for another season, and then also can even have a special Le Mans entry with Porsche Penske, maybe challenging the win in 2026 without a full season of driving, which would be quite cool to see. But at the same time, there's a lot of pressure anyways from other teams. I'm also so happy that Aston Martin finally got their breakthrough result yesterday at IMSA, with Petit Le Mans getting a second position as the only car without any hybrid, with just a pure naturally aspirated V12, overtaking the likes of Porsche Penske around the final corner section on pure pace. Made me really happy that such a trailblazer continues to ruffle the feathers of the big IMSA teams and also of the big WEC teams, getting close to a P5 in Lone Star Le Mans before having to retire both cars of an electrical failure. Quite the achievement for Aston Martin, especially for the first season of such a different approach to the top prototype class here. Quite impressive, in my opinion.
Absolutely, I have to agree. It's been a fantastic debut year for that Aston Martin program. As we see Mateus continuing to slide about in that Nissan GTR LM, trying to go backwards. He was drifting it around turn 3 earlier, I seem to notice. Yeah, and again, congratulations to Porsche Penske Motorsport, even from a BMW fan like myself, have to give them credit for securing the IMSA Championship win with their number 6 car at Petit Le Mans yesterday, and will be getting an automatic invite to Le Mans provided there are 2 full season and factory blessed, I think was the term used by John Hindorf, entries in the World Endurance Championship. Remains to be seen. There's a lot of sports car racing news that we're going to find out throughout the winter, I think. There's of course the Genesis, which is going to be debuting in 2026. We've got another year to wait until the McLaren and the Ford show up. But although there are some manufacturers leaving with the likes of Lamborghini and Porsche, they are being replaced on the grid side, so the grids aren't going to be shrinking that much in the various championships, with even more manufacturers interested in the future.
Yeah. It is quite literally the golden era of motorsports, but it's still tainted with financial issues for some teams. I think there would be a lot more interest and a lot more interesting manufacturers entering the championships if there were the financial backing of the manufacturers. I think seeing an Audi GTP would be so cool, honestly, but you can't really wish for anything, as the Volkswagen Automotive Group sort of says it's enough for us if we have Porsche there, so we're even dropping Lamborghini. Why in anyone's name would we then think about getting Audi in there when Audi is already doing F1? So quite disappointing. I wish we had even more teams doing that, like Nissan or Mazda. Mazda had a DPI,
Yeah, I remember that one
back until
fondly.
the end of 2021. So cool if they ever made like an LMDH. That would have been so cool, but it never actually happened. It's quite disappointing in my opinion, but nothing we can really do about it. But there are still quite a lot of manufacturers and teams having their top class cars who are really cool. I wish there were more liberty within teams from WEC switching to IMSA. I would love to see a Peugeot in IMSA. I would love to see a Ferrari in IMSA, for example. That would be so cool seeing those also participate on more American circuits with more American championships, instead of just having like the usual teams who've been there in the top class since it was sort of incepted with LMH and LMDH. It's sort of annoying that some manufacturers can't really switch to IMSA or go to IMSA alongside WEC because they don't have that liberty. Quite sad. Which manufacturer did I also forget that can't really run IMSA because they don't have one of those 4 chassis manufacturers? I think it's like Multimatic, Dallara, Oreca, or one other manufacturer's chassis that you have to use to enter IMSA.
Well, I'll point out that because the Aston Martin Valkyrie is an example that isn't an Oreca, a Ligier, or any of them. That is actually LMH cars are allowed in IMSA. It's more just a case of not really seeing as much crossover as you'd like. Also, the other way around, an Acura / Honda entering the World Endurance Championship or Le Mans. Of course, they were actually getting quite close at one point this IMSA season to securing the invite to Le Mans by winning the championship. So, but wouldn't have been able to use it, of course, even in that circumstance. But although there are a lot of what ifs and such in the world of sports car racing and motorsport at large, we can't really be that dissatisfied with what we've seen. And of course, all these cars make appearances in the sim racing world, not just here, although not necessarily here at all, in the Gran Turismo world, but
not here at all is quite the good description. Although we have the GR010 as one of the only games to have that. iRacing doesn't have that, or any other game does. I think it's only this and Le Mans Ultimate having the GR010. Yeah.
But yeah, we're quite spoiled for choice with sports car racing these days.
For sure.
Yeah, looking forward to more future updates as we get them throughout winter. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting news throughout winter about various programs.
Well, what I've also realized is that the Ferrari 499P is actually in iRacing, but iRacing never had a WEC license. So they are running the IMSA Championship Series with the Ferrari 499 as an extra option too. That's quite funny.
That is cash money by them.
It is very cash money, and it's still branded the official IMSA series despite having a non-IMSA car in it, which is also a lot of cash money. The most recent addition to the IMSA roster, the general iRacing roster of modern cars, is the Aston Martin GT3. That's just been added last season. It's quite a blast to drive. One of the few, well, actually it isn't a few anymore. We have the Benz 20, we have the Mustang, and we have now the Aston Martin as front-engine choices. We have as mid-engine choices, we have the most mid-engine choices. The Audi, which isn't available for IMSA anymore, but is available for the Endurance Championships of NEC or GT3 Fixed. Then we have the Lamborghini, which is basically just the Audi. We have the McLaren, of course, the 720S, and we have the 296. So you have a lot of mid-engine options there. And I probably forgot another GT3 car out of that mid-engine roster. And then there's, of course, the only rear engine is the Porsche 911 GT3R. So you have a lot of mid-engine choices. You didn't have as much front-engine choices, but now you do. And that's quite cool to see, especially because the Aston Martin is one of the more nimble cars to drive in comparison to the Mustang with a lot of track width, and the AMG with its really high displacement engine. You'd think the Aston Martin would be a much fresher feeling, and it is, because it's just like every car, it is still front mid-engine, so the engine is still behind the front axle, but it's so far behind it that it really feels almost like a mid-engine car in the entry rotation, which is quite fun.
Just looking at on track now, Mateus is still here, and this time he's brought out a replica. Here's a throwback for Gran Turismo fans. It's a replica of the Jaguar XJ220 Le Mans race car.
Oh, cool.
In that classic white Gran Turismo Jaguar livery. Of course, that was a car that I believe does exist in real life as a race car, although it is very much an obscure one, if I recall correctly. There's a brand that was actually in GT3 racing for a little bit with an XKR or something like that. It was ran by Emile Frey Racing, I recall, before they started running the Lexus.
The Lexus, didn't they start running the Lexus when dinosaurs still existed? It is quite insane.
This is going back to maybe 2016ish, so nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, there's another brand that has plenty of sports car racing history, and he's taking it out on the oval. Is he deploying the horn there? I think I might have just heard. There was a strange noise coming from the car. It wasn't. Making his way around the oval. He's actually set a pretty competitive time with. Oh no, he hasn't. It was the timing gets reset every time I switch cameras. So it's 45.2 on the last lap. Thanks for keeping us entertained, Mateus, and of course you too, Octavian.
No worries.
Many stories of sim racing and sports cars. Just thinking, shall we go over some more of the notes that we've had for a little while? I'm gonna just quickly check. Something seemed to go on there momentarily. Yes, so as mentioned, this is the Blue Moon Bay 200 happening this this weekend is the qualifying, and next weekend is the race, so be sure to like and subscribe to be notified of the race. It's going to be the second official running. We ran one about 1.5 years ago. 100 laps plus one formation brings us to 200 miles of this circuit. The qualifying runs we've been seeing have been 2 timed laps, and the average of that setting the times. Fastest 6 through to the fast 6 shootout. Only 14 grid spots, but we've had 22 entries, so there will be bumping from the field. 4 engine suppliers. We've got 4 Chevrolet Ilmors, we've got 5 Ford Cosworths, 7 Honda HRCs, and 6 Toyota TRDs, as Mateus is now bringing a new car onto the track that looks like a Mercedes Unimog KFC supply truck. So that is his sponsor for this event. So he's bringing that out on the track. Another goofy addition to the Gran Turismo roster. Kazunori does like those as of recent. Previous winner is actually current NES moderator Chica TC. It wasn't in the prize pool, was moderator status, but he managed to win that last year. Very closely fought with Mauro. Who...
Oh yeah, I remember that final lap was legitimate cinema. I think Chica winning that was never on my bingo card, but it was really cool to see him get that win with like such a competitive field. Like TSR Joe and Mauro alone are insanely talented and insanely good, and then you have like a Chica who has more of that. We just do it. We just go. We just drive. I don't know. put some random numbers on that setup and let's just drive type guy, and then he clinches the overall win after such an egregious race, which was so impressive to see in my opinion. But yeah, he did execute that final lap quite nicely. Mauro was quite salty after that, I remember.
Yeah, he'll be certainly looking to get his first win of the Blue Moon Bay 200 this time. But he'll be looking for a bit of a revenge tour, will Mauro?
Probably.
Although Chica, of course, not racing this time.
Neither is Joe. I'd say the competition is a lot more friendly, biased toward Mauro. I'm not trying to downplay any of them here, but I don't see any drivers who have notable experience or notable big results in big leagues that I remember as much or as fondly. Like if you hear TSR Joe, you hear the guy that won a league race in the first week of GT5 releasing. GT5, right? If you hear Mauro, you hear the guy that normally raced with people like Tomsoft in their heyday and winning against them and getting a lot of really good, close and tight wins. I think he also, I forgot which league he raced in and he won, but he definitely got one or few championships under his belt. The Dockyard win in the challenge back in 2023 when there was quite the big field there with good drivers, incredible, right? And if you have those as comparison, you then see people who aren't as far up your sort of agenda and remembrance, and then you think, this is going to be a little better on him, and a win is much more feasible. Although I wouldn't doubt that if there were another giant field like this, or what we saw in Sunset Outrun's league, like I think it was SSRL, before Hayden ran that into the wall, you had a grid of drivers that would genuinely see your jaw dropping if they'd ever gotten together for the first round of the championship. And a full replica of that field in the BMB 200, we're never really going to get that, so Mauro's going to have a little bit of an easier time getting ahead of most of the pack, but he'll still have Tatus behind, he'll have his own brother behind, he'll have Mateus ahead of him for the start. So it's not going to be easy, but I'd say it's going to be a little easier compared to last time, although last time we did see a bigger spread across the field on lap times. We saw a better list of talented, experienced drivers, in my humble opinion here. If I'd made the race, I probably would have sort of added to that too, but I never made the race. Unfortunately, that.
Just having a look at the championship standings from the actual full season of the Capital X NES IndyCar Series, which was the full season following the initial Blue Moon Bay 200 for these Super Formula Indy cars. It was actually Tatus that took the championship in that regard. Yes,
definitely. I remember I do remember the controversial end to the season. It was quite the week and month of rule bending, and Joe and me being so annoyed at this sort of rule bending being allowed, and because there were loopholes, there was always a right of exploiting them, but there was also sort of a moral right to say, no, I'm going too far here, I'm stepping over this, trying to barely scrape off points in that regard, and I'm barely trying to get this to run, knowing I might flip off some other drivers if I sort of walk the line, which made me and Joe leave before the final round even started, I remember. So there was always a little bit of controversy in that, but it's definitely, I think the Indy Series had a lot of good, talented drivers and close fields. If there was a big number of drivers, which there mostly wasn't, unfortunately. I think that and Capital NASCAR was quite dry in terms of drivers show-ups. I remember, of course, there was always the lead fight at Daytona at what was the other one? I still have the Super Formula on, don't I? Let me just check setups. Yeah, Laguna Seca, Daytona, or something. Those races had a good leading close field, but nothing more really. There wasn't a 14-car grid of people who could genuinely all fight for the win. Dominic is in the waiting room now.
Oh, okay. Might resume the normal programming in a short matter of time then.
Surely.
Give him a bit of time to practice and such.
I will.
Mateus has now left the lobby. Thanks to all of you that have been sticking with us as we've been entertained by the likes of Mateus with his many vehicles on track and Octavian with his many stories on league racing, sports cars and such. We're going to be having another qualifying run in the not too distant future then.
Yeah, I'm observing Dominic right now. He is approaching turn 1 right now. And he's lifting for turn 1.
Ah.
Well, never mind.
Well,
like in all, with all due respect toward his skills, I think for an overall fastest time with that turn 1 approach, I don't think you have to facility east for that, big man.
Oh dear. Big Shaq has decided to join us in the Nukeshot Broadcast Center.
Yeah, it seems. I don't think. The game's gone. Leave the IndyCar before the IndyCar leaves you. Sorry.
It's all good. We have fun.
He is still lifting for turn 1 and barely gets the corner.
He'll be getting up to speed. He is actually on the Team Capital team.
My condolences. Oh my god, yeah, Tate has tried convincing me and then you had to resort to Dom. I'm kidding.
No, Dominic's pretty decently quick guy himself. He's been quite competitive. I think he was pretty decent in the main series of the Capital X NES IndyCar when that was running.
I remember him being better in DGTS. He was quite good there, but that sort of stirred up some more controversy in season 7, which is another can of worms to open. But yes, Dominic indeed isn't a bad driver. No, I'm just saying there is a clear sign of how to say if he's good or not good prepared for this.
Yeah,
and judging by the initial turn 1 approach, I can immediately make out how many nanoseconds of practice he'd done before joining this lobby, and it's going to be quite close to the number that in theory doesn't exist, and that's 0. So I don't know.
We don't know about this one, Chief. Well,
yeah,
the thing is, if he is with Team Capital, then that's a pretty established team. I think they've got about 4 entries total in this one, so they should all be sharing setup data and such. I don't know if Dominic's necessarily been practicing or not. Evidently, you seem to think the latter, but
yeah, he's approaching low 40s, but like low 40s are gonna get you behind ARBs, and I'm not sure if going behind ARBs is the way of approaching the main race.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe he's just trying to get a feel for the car, and that's what the lifting does. I mean, like earlier when I was doing my initial run on the live stream, my first lap into turn 1, which was one of my only laps in this session, that I actually did lift instinctively, and I'm normally just flat out through there like everyone else, but maybe he's just finding the rhythm.
I might actually be nice to him and tell him T1's supposed to be flat.
Yeah, okay, that's nice of you to do. I mean, hopefully Tatus has been in contact with him, if that's the case with the car. How's the actual car on the straights? Is it hitting 182 miles an hour still, or
I'm not on miles an hour. I'll switch right now. Quite the accessible menu to get to from. Yeah, he is barely hitting 182 on the straight. Actually, he's hitting 183 approaching turn 1.
So the setup is fine. It's just a confidence thing at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, he
he
actually got turn 1 flat out, but he didn't hit the apron at all, or get close to it at all. And he's also almost out of fuel, so I tell him, Chief.
You can keep practicing for a bit.
I'm not gonna push him. As long as you got no one else around, I'll give him as much time as he needs. Leave the fuel tank before the fuel tank leaves you. Yeah, he got a 40.1 now, so he's not too far off yet.
He's getting there.
But his fuel is sort of way too low. Now he's getting turn 1 a little bit more right, despite still having stack contact, so he's not perfect.
I should probably reset the track, actually. Just because the times were still remaining. So yeah, when he gets here, that's former fan favourite Dominic Kubinski in the team capital number 72, the McDonald's Toyota.
Emphasis on cube. Kubinski.
I see what you mean there. Very square individual.
Well, he's not really.
I don't know.
I mean, be there or be square. Am I right?
Oh dear.
I guess he's not a rectangle.
If they hadn't gone already.
Dominic really crossed the pit entry line, laughing at that. I'm not kidding. Oh, now he's actually doing a test run. He's actually over revving fourth gear, like he's trying to blow up the engine F1 style. Hey, Adrian Zerk has just finished his 24-hour race of Imola, and he's on the podium.
Oh, congratulations!
On a side note, yeah, the Imola 24. Nowhere near the turn 1. Oh, yeah, he cocketh turn 1 up.
It is tricky. We've already seen a crash today. If you're just a fraction of a second too late on the turn in or too early, either clip the apron or hit the wall. That wasn't a particularly good lap by myself. I'm just doing some runs here while waiting. Maintaining 171 minimum speed through turn 1. That's about what you want to do.
171 is what you're doing. I'll compare that to Brotato Chips lap times now. Is nitrous on, or the boost mode push to pass, is it on for the race?
For the race, yes, and that is an interesting point actually. It's 4 times the amount of normal.
No! Sorry, Dominic hit the apex of turn 1 perfectly, but he had to turn out because he hit the apron. F. Nah. He put the fries out of the bag again.
Well, best to get these kinds of things out of the way in practice. That's
yeah, but not if you're repeating the mistake, am I right? Sorry.
He'll get there.
Yeah, he better.
One of us is a lot more optimistic and kind than the other.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little too kind to him. I know. Oh, he got turn 1 nailed. without a perfect apex, but still nailed.
Ah, very good.
Oh
Team
my god,
progress.
Mateus is back to mentor him. Or is Mateus on the same team? Or is no, Mateus is
He,
on full pull, right?
yeah, he's on Team Full Push, which was a team that didn't exist at the last time of the we ran the Blue Moon Bay 200. He was actually racing for North Star Racing, if I recall correctly, which is a team that isn't racing in
Yeah, that
this
was
year's
that.
event.
I call that a very desperate attempt to even make it for one team. Like if North Star Racing is your only option, I think I think you're definitely just doing it for fun and not
North
because yeah.
North Star
What?
Racing is the Dale Coyne Racing of the Nukeshot Endurance Series, is it then? Nah, in fact, that team has had some very solid drivers. I remember even Joe of the Fire has raced for them at one point, although
Yeah, but
he's gone missing.
I don't think he's done that for any other reason than for fun, to be fair. But but again, I could be fully wrong, and Joe started his brilliant career in North Star Racing and has always stayed loyal to his true best friend myth. Mm,
Oh, of
yes,
course.
for sure. Oh, so Zerk for some more off-topic conversation. P1 and 2 of his 24 were fighting, and then the prototype counterpart for the GT3 team that was leading took out P2. So yeah, and it didn't give Adrian P2 because there was a lap of a gap between them, and apparently now they're protesting the GT3 team for an intentional wreck. So they might actually still get second in hindsight. That would be really cool for a 24 podium to even be second.
Yeah, that's certainly no mean feat. Um, that Let me just ask the Aston Martin team at Petit Le Mans exactly about that. No mean feat at all. So, how are things going with Dominic at this stage?
He's in the pits, but he's done a 40.02.
Okay, he's going to have to be a bit faster than that, but we'll see. I mean, that would still, if he averages that, that will still get him in the field, but it's not comfortable by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Again, hope you're all enjoying the live stream coverage. This is qualifying for the Blue Moon Bay 200 2025 on the Nukeshot Media YouTube channel. Be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to be notified for when the live stream for the race goes live in a week's time.
Dominic's joining now. Dominic has finished and said, "I'ma go do."
So be it. Former fan favourite Dominic Kubinski joining the lobby. Here we go then. Join the track. Leave the pits. And good luck. There he goes.
Dominic on his way to professionally hit the turn one wall and send the scoliosis fence into the medical center again.
Oh dear, we're going to need Mateus and the ambulance back again at the end of this. Well, let's hope not.
Yeah.
There is the number 72 of Team Capital, the McDonald's Toyota.
Team Capital in '72. If you told Taters a year ago that Dominic would enter his team, he'd probably burst out laughing and throw up like sheets of paper, like the Shaq gif, like the Shaquille O'Neal gif, like crazy. And now it's actually happening again. What a world we're living in.
Going on to the warm-up lap now is Dominic.
Zokyo, you're supposed to read chat because Mateus probably sent in some weird stuff again.
I will do after this qualifying run, don't worry about that. Thanks again to all the viewers that are watching this.
It's only the drivers, dude.
I know, but
don't
still.
even think about people.
It's something. Not Mateus. Dominic is about to go on to timed lap 1 here. Let's see what he's going the tank. 182 miles an hour as he crosses the stripe. He's already gone faster than all his practice times on the warm-up lap. Oh, I think he's hit the wall at turn 1.
Did he lose significant speed?
Yeah, he's lost a lot of speed. He went down to 155-ish. He's building it back up, 178. He's lost a second. That's going to be tricky. Timed lap 2 incoming.
Suboptimal. So Abs might actually not.
He might survive for now.
He might actually survive. Insane world we're living in.
That first lap is a 41.526. A bit cleaner through turn 1 that time for Dominic Kubinski. Coming up to the first sector marker. Oh, and the painful thing is he's not even that far off on his second lap. It's a 19.5 in that sector marker. That's only around like half a tenth, if even that, from some of the fastest we've seen today. Checkered flag, park up and screenshot of your times. It's a 40.047 on that second lap. So it's a 41.526 and a 40.047.
No! That'll put him 15th! That'll put him 15th!
He's...
Ain't no way.
He's bumped out of the field, unfortunately. He may still get in as a reserve.
Abs actually made it. Abs survived. Abs really survived Dominic.
I'm gonna make a recording at that time. I'll get to the chat now, actually. See if there's
Nah!
anything going on.
Nah!
Oh, Mateus is saying to you that he's weird, but not that much, apparently.
He is weird?
That Mateus is saying that apparently you called him weird at one point.
No, no. I never said weird in terms of personality. I said maybe.
I mean,
is
it? No, I'm kidding.
Would it be wrong? I'm joking, of course. No.
There's another time on the board then. Gonna get that one noted down. It's been a while since we've actually had a qualifying run, so the rust has already built up, unfortunately. Let's see with the screenshot. Sorry, carry on. It sounded like you was about to make a point.
Can I? This is a funny request. Am I allowed to do a run for pure fun? If I did some practice and just did a run for no reason at all, if no one's driving?
As long as you stay in that lobby, yeah, that's fine, because the lobby needs to still be open if someone does join. Make sure to reset the track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Let us know how you get on.
Sure. Oh, God,
before you claim that you've done like 37 or something like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not actually. No, I'm gonna send screenshots in case I actually get something right. Okay. Oh, I actually can't really do it except if I momentarily close the lobby for like 1 minute.
I mean, if you, I suppose,
I'll, I
you,
suppose I'll just send in chat that the waiting room lobby will be down for 2 minutes. Nobody's gonna
yeah,
notice.
okay, that's fine.
Mm,
In before you're unable to set it up back up again or something.
no, don't worry. I'm just gonna prepare everything so it doesn't take that long. That'll mean I'll have to disconnect my storage, my extra storage, which won't take too long. The disconnecting itself, but I cannot have a game running whilst I disconnect the storage. So,
To confirm Dominic's time there, it was an average of 40.7865.
pain.
Very much pain. But again, that's the pressure getting to someone. It isn't just Arps. It was Dominic as well, and Dominic we know, like, Arps relatively new to the Nukeshot side of things, even though he's competed in the capital events, as you mentioned. But Dominic, he's been around these parts for quite a long time, so
Yes,
it can happen to anyone.
for sure. I'll actually have to use my Gran Turismo wheel for now. I have a completely different wheel for iRacing, the Fanatec Club Sport Hub. Um, I'm not actually going to use that for an IndyCar run because IndyCar needs a low profile wheel rim. And the GT one is 280 millimeters, and the Fanatec one is 300. So you want one that feels better. Fucking hell.
Every, as the catchphrase of Tesco would say, every little helps.
Yeah.
Also, apologies for the language there. Uh, Dominic Kubinski, time 40 point. Oh, I've just. What have I done? I'm doing this all on a smartphone, so it's acting up.
Give me a moment.
40.7865. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 cars still to run. 15 have set times. Dominic Kubinski in the 72 for Team Capital is the first car out of the field. Again, they may still get a spot in the event that we need reserves. But there's also the exhibition as well to look forward to in an extra week's time.
Horrible, I assume. Alright then. Time to try. Unk don't got it anymore. Unk don't got it anymore is
Oh
what is
no.
what is what Mauro said to Fordinsky.
Oh, that's harsh.
Blobonik Gubinski really didn't make it. Sorry. Alright then. Oh my god, my steering wheel is dusty, that's how long I haven't used it in. Damn. Load, NES Indy. Back up. Cool. Right. Mauro was so nice that he gave me the setup. course not going to leak it here, but I'm definitely going to use it now. Mara was very cheeky. Alright. What the What?
Careful.
What are these?
You
What
just
are
caught
these
yourself there.
numbers? What are these numbers? No, no, no. What is that natural frequency? I am sobbing. I am legitimately sobbing. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 no.
I suspect that he is doing the exact same thing that I've done. That is just how you
No.
make the car fast.
What in God's name
Yeah.
is Malrokovsky doing here? Is the gearing? Wait, the gearing could work. Fourth, fifth, sixth. No, that could work. Fourth is no. Wait. Does this work? No, I'm actually gonna do a good one. Okay.
Oh, just hearing actually in the Discord chat, apparently Dominic wasn't sure if they could actually make the race anyway, due to schedule availability. So,
Yes, and that's why he intentionally crashed. I understand.
no, I'm not going that deep into conspiracy theories or racing driver excuses, but there is at least that. Hopefully, then they'll still be able to make the exhibition. If they have that week free, but it sounds like they do have quite a busy schedule. But thanks for being part of the qualifying session, at least, to Fanless Fraudinsky, as we affectionately call him now in the Discord. Dominic Kubinski, thank you very much.
1325. Very friendly communities, everyone can hear.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just a league racing thing in general, I think, is just we try our best, but we don't succeed. I mean, no.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
Well, apparently, Fateus
Yeah,
is
I
trying to
heard.
watch your qualifying run.
Well, he may. Oh, then he might see the itty bitty bits of my quali run. Me wrecking.
Are you just doing practice at the moment, or your actual run?
No, I'm typing in the setup.
Oh, right. I see. Right. Okay.
Just don't tell me he put the back. No. He didn't just
Careful.
not do the thing with his ballast. He didn't just not do the thing with his ballast. It doesn't.
I suspect
You
I
know
know
what I
what's
mean.
going on here.
Yeah. Do you understand what I mean?
All those in the know are in the know with this one.
Yes. What is this? Okay, I'll try it with this one. No, right. Oh, never mind. The right hand is correct.
With the anti-rake.
Right.
That's the one thing that I will say. The anti-rake.
The rakent.
The rakent.
There we go. God, this is gonna be horrible. I hope the steering wheel doesn't feel like shit. Let me see how the rotation is.
Language again.
Uh-uh.
Apologies
Nuh-uh.
to the viewers. Oh well. This is a family-friendly show here on Nukeshot Media.
This is just as family friendly as the Big Bang Theory. Don't be fooled.
And you wonder why I don't get co-commentators on this show anymore. Oh well.
Love you too, Zokyo.
Yeah. It's whatever. It's been fun having you around either way. We've still got an hour and 15 minutes to go until the session's gone. We've managed to kill quite a bit of time, actually, over the last hour or so.
Oh no, do I really have to set... Wait, I need to go into the fifth set? And in this fifth set, I'll have to do sensitivity... Okay, if that's... Okay, if I put sensitivity on auto, everything works. Okay. Yeah, alright. Then never mind. I have to change my steering sensitivity on my Fanatec wheel to something different for iRacing because just their nature. There's always recommended settings for iRacing, so yeah. Alright, cool. I haven't driven this game in literal ages. This is going to be hilarious.
Just a bit of a shame that we don't have a camera on it here at the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre, but I'm
Yeah,
sure you'll do great.
I hope I will. Don't even know how to adjust my view. Don't know how to adjust my view. What is this? Oh, I have to switch wheels again. Ah! Oh, I hate this. I hate this because I'm on chase cam because that was the last thing I used it on. I do have 2 warm-up laps, don't I?
Uh, yes, but I mean, you can reset to the pits because this is an unofficial run. If you needed
Yeah,
to get back up to speed and don't have the time after
I'll be
adjusting.
fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Now I know everything, so that doesn't matter anymore either. No, Mateus, I didn't. Don't worry. Um, he did though. Yes, he did. Maro is quite a piece of lard, if I do say so myself.
Oh dear. Welcome back to Lord Era on the channel.
There we go. Oh yeah, I have miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour now. Well, it will sort of do in the race because that'll change tire wear, but in this one, no, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. You are right.
Hmm.
Okay,
Also, the setups
yeah.
do also vary a bit because the extra fuel that you carry in the race, you aren't able to go flat through turn one if you run a qualifying setup normally.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a bit different, or at least you lose time compared to running a slightly different setup.
2 out laps, correct?
Yeah, one out lap, one warm up lap, and then two
And
time
then
laps.
I understand.
Another bit of free promotion. There is actually a demonstration video on the channel for all viewers to check out. So like and subscribe again for that. Oh dear. Hope it goes well for you, Octavian.
Well, I hope so too.
I'm officially out of coconut water here in the Nukeshot Broadcast Centre. This is rather tragic.
Mateus is basically being my Zokyo at this time.
Oh, I see. Very good of him.
How much time? Oh, damn, I lost a lot of time in that first sector.
Fine margins, isn't it?
Very fine margins. But I did do a completely different approach on this lap, so yeah. Okay. 39.938 and 39.948. You did a good job, Mateus. That is quite literally Zokyo. But I'll still try for a fastest. In all honesty, if the netcode weren't bad, I'd drive. 2011.
Hmm. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a concern on race day. We'll see how things go. There probably will be some incidents, but it's all in the event itself. I guess is just all in good fun. There's no real stakes. It is just a one-off, although it is an annual one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Yeah, the
run?
fastest laps do actually get driven by full inside.
Yeah, that's what I was suspecting there.
Hmm.
It's just that you can't take enough downforce off of the car in order for a conventional racing line to be faster.
Of course.
Where does your time put you on the qualifying leaderboards, hypothetically?
0.943 average is what he calculated. Would
Point.
be P5.
Yes, yes, it would. Oh, so you'd just about make it into the Fast Six as it stands. Not bad.
Hmm. It would be fun if I did race, but that's not possible. Oh well.
Yeah, sad times.
I'm not really sad. I didn't intend on ever racing on Gran Turismo, if I were honest.
Well, sad times for all of us fans of Octavian.
No one then.
Oh dear.
It is
So,
quite tedious.
yep, sorry, carry on.
I'm okay.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say we're just about 1 hour left, a little bit over that, until the lobby shuts down today. I'll say who hasn't ran yet. We've got the 17 of Volked. That's a Nukeshot Motorsport car. We've got the 33 of Shadow, who is a Ray Racing car in the Juniper Networks Honda. We've got Cam Dude in the 44. That's a Team Full Push Shell Ford. I just had the livery submitted through that for that one earlier today, so good of them for that. We've also got Sonic Marathon in the 71. That's a Team Capital car, the Loves Travel Stops Toyota. Hoods in the number 66. That's a newer team to this one, Dragon Racing. Not the same Dragon Racing that's ran by Lynx. This is a different one. Although I think that one was Dragon Motorsport. So a slightly different naming convention. But yeah, that's the Dragon Racing number 66, the Monster Energy Toyota. They recently switched from Ford to Toyota, if I recall correctly. So be interested to see how their data has compared between the two engines. We've got Drathic as well, yet to run. That's the other Dragon Racing car, the PlayStation Toyota. And we've got Voza in the number 7, which is another Team Full Push car. That's the Target Ford. So a little bit of a classic sponsor as far as IndyCar is concerned. Of course, Target Chip Ganassi Racing has had plenty of success in the history of IndyCar racing. The times as they stand then, we've had 15 runners so far, and they're vying for 14 spots in the field. First place is the number 25 of Mateus, fastest of anyone so far. It's a 39.9120. Second place is the 88 of Mauro. They have set a 39.9185 average. Third place is the 27 of Chico Blasi with a 39.9310. Fourth place is the 48 of Novanetti. That is a 39.9405. Fifth place is the number 10 of Matteo. That is a 39.9525. And the last car in the Fast 6 as it stands is the number 98 in sixth place. That is Rounded Potato 19, otherwise known as Taylor's, with a 39.9540. That is the time to beat if you want to get into the Fast 6. Just outside of the Fast 6, we have in 7th place the 31 of Ridwan F1 with a 39.9555. That is only 15 ten-thousandths of a second from making it into the Fast 6. So really fine margins there. The 8th place car is the 54 of Amuda with a 39.9690. 9th place is the 93 of ART Splurge with a 39.9760. 10th place is the number 5 of Vacant Haddock with a 40.0040. That's the first time into the 40s. 11th place is the number 19. That's Gerart's Titan with a 40.0290. In 12th place is the 32 of Ray Racer 5. That is a 40.0405. 13th place is the number 4 of Houdini Myers, still holding on, with a 40.0470. In 14th place is the number 3 of Aiden or ARPS, with a 40.4500. And the car that we just saw run in just outside of the field, but first of the reserves as it stands. In 15th place is the number 72 of Dominic Kubinski with a 40.7865. That is your current qualifying standings here for the second running of the Blue Moon Bay 200. We've got 1 hour
That is
left
quite
to
the
go.
close field.
Yes, very much so. Now, will anyone else be setting a time today?
I hope not. I'm kidding. Doesn't matter anyways. Haven't got anything to do, so...
Well, thanks again for sticking with us, even though that is the case. Hope you're all enjoying the live stream. Hope it's been okay with conveying the information and such. It's a bit of a shame that we don't have any ability with on-screen graphics for the leaderboard, but me speaking is something. If you want to see the leaderboards, actually, join the Nukeshot Discord server, which is linked in the description of the video or live stream. And you'll be able to find the Blue Moon Bay 200 info hub, which has all of the information you need. We'll have the qualifying results, the results from the Fast 6 shootout, and the race results once it's all finished up.
Ah, I hit the wall. Never mind.
Oh, sad times. You see, literally anyone can do it.
I think it is quite easy to get pole position here if you just get your act together.
I suppose that's the thing, though. It is difficult to get the full act together.
Correct. Mateus is really hindering my quali attempts. But hey! It doesn't matter. Mateus Inho, Houdinho, Dominic Kubinho, Mateus in 5. Or whatever Shannon Sharp said. Right, time to try another one. Let's try another quali run. Right. It's just enjoyable to try a quali run because you can do so many different approaches to turn 1 and that basically decides everything here.
I'm gonna see what a lap's like on completely frozen tyres as I exit the pits.
Like blue.
Yeah, I've just been sitting in the pits for the longest time. So
I understand.
We'll see how it goes. Oh, we've actually been burning a lot of fuel just by sitting in the pits as well. I'm on 6% when leaving, instead of 10.
Anti-lag? And it also idles high, so yeah. Mateus done a 0.859. Oh, damn.
Is that slipstream assisted?
Yes.
Ah,
Slightly
okay.
though, like 2 milliseconds.
missed the turning point there, and I'm having to lift with the cold tyres. Wow.
Who would have expected the cold tires are slower than warm tires? Welcome to Nukeshot analysis.
Very technical insights we have here on the channel.
Absolutely.
We're just about up to speed, but again it all hinges on turn 1.
Sort of always does, yeah.
Oh, Mateus has just joined back here. He's probably going to bring some more show cars out for the fans.
It would be quite funny if you did, yeah. Shit exit, but great entry.
Again, apologies for the language there.
Whoops. It just happens when you're that good of a driver.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, I'm not. But yeah.
Oh, there is Mateus. Going in for the side swipe. Oh dear.
Yeah, he says he was wanting to bother you.
Yeah, well, there's a surprise.
Definitely.
So a smidge under a 1 hour left in this official main qualifying session. We've seen.
I'd ask around. I'd ask around if there were anyone wanting to do stuff, because sitting here for like an hour, despite no one wanting to show, would be sort of a bummer.
I mean, I'm fine with it for official sake. Again, I'm not sure if Volkan's going to be able to show up later today, so that could be cutting it close.
Yeah, I'm quite convinced that's not happening either, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I've been shoved into the wall by Mateus. It's not like I've done anything to him. I didn't mention anything about sideswiping earlier.
No. Never.
Oh, he's on the grass.
I don't know, guys. Is a 39.820 okay? I'm not quite sure. I don't know how the fuck I did that. I never said anything. It just went over my breath, right? How in... Oh, I'm improving again. Let's go.
Oh, very good. I'm assuming you're burning the fuel.
No. As if that 1 liter is actually going to make the difference.
Well,
I'd be very surprised.
To some people, it seems to be worth the fuel burning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fine margins, especially with just 1 times on the fuel multiplier. It's not like fuel burning gets it down anywhere near as quick.
Yeah, the relevance is to be questioned there, yes. It would be nice if the wobbling at high speeds weren't as horrible as it is.
Oh, the wheel wobbling, yeah.
Yeah. I'm rid of that on iRacing at least. Well, that's one good thing about it. The other good thing is that my wallet is quite a lot lighter now, so easier to carry.
Ah, right, less ballast.
Yes, correct. That's why I was so much quicker in karting. Oh, whoops. Yeah. It's funny how the if you go to turn 1 and you go to the banking, the front will clip below the inside apron if you angle it lightly. The front wing will just clip within the apron. Funny.
Yeah, it doesn't have a collision with the track. Then it's only the tyres that I think have actual collision with the track surface itself. But it has a collision with other cars. As the front wing.
I don't think the front wing might, but I think it's just the front box that does it. So the wing itself doesn't have any data for it. If it would have any data for it, they could probably even implement damage to it. But imagine a detailed damage level. Am I right?
That'll be the day. It reminds me of the rally cars in Gran Turismo 5, possibly 6 as well, that had like bumpers and doors and stuff that actually fell off. If you
6 went way lighter on that. 5 had it fully in. You could rip off doors. You could rip off the bonnet and the trunk lid. I think
in one of the trailers for GT5, I think I saw there was a Mitsubishi on its side with like a loose headlight as well from its mounting point. So yeah, quite extensive. But who knows if manufacturers will allow that kind of damage in a Gran Turismo game.
I don't think it's a matter of what game it is. It's a matter of if they're gonna pay more to introduce or to have the allowance to do that. And then if Kazunori were to step off his ego level to say, no, I actually would like to see cars being really damaged, because Kaz always wants those cars to be in good shape and good condition. It's never how is it even possible. It's just how much is it going to cost, and I don't think there are the facilities for that. So yeah,
just doing a bit of racing with Mateus at the moment on track, keeping us entertained while we wait. Bit of slipstream. Of course, this isn't the race setup, it's still the qualifying setup, so I'm over-revving, can't really get much higher speed from the gearbox. You'll see longer gears for race setups in a week's time. Getting alongside Mateus. Content, indeed. He may have just died on the wall slightly. And it gets to the inside. That inside line is going to be a crucial part of the circuit to protect when racing. It's very tricky to make a move on the outside in turns 2 and 3. You really need to use the overtake in order to do so, unless you get a properly mega run with the slipstream. So that is something to look out for race day. And of course the wind will be playing a part there as well, so with that and the turbulence from all the cars ahead breaking up the air, that is going to make turn 1 on lap 1 very scary. They'll be glad that they're not fully up to speed when approaching that. I've just hit the wall on the outside of turn 2. What am I doing? Just clip the apron. That's another easy mistake to make. Mateus going the reverse layout of the circuit. Man, wouldn't it be great if we had the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and an actual IndyCar for this?
Yeah. So okay, why don't you buy iRacing?
Well, I don't even have a PC for a start. You know how
Okay, yeah.
expensive that gets, let alone with iRacing.
iRacing's not going to be expensive if you focus on one series, mostly. Like if you were like, I just want to race IMSA, then you'll only have to basically buy one car and a few tracks.
I guess. The thing that I do like about Gran Turismo personally is the fact that it is a pretty good everything simulator. It has pretty much everything.
I mean it's a jack of all trades, master
Yeah.
of none,
Yeah.
basically, which is okay. Maybe not for the price, but for what it is, yes. It is a jack of all trades. If you're looking for that, you're wrong on most simulators that are hardcore, like what you see in LMU, for example.
I
Like
think
those
really
aren't made
Assetto
to be a
Corsa,
master.
I think is the only one with mods at least, and you can't even
Yeah,
do
but
that on this.
yeah, but mods is a thing that you sort of have to always separate because
Yeah.
if you have a game with mods, you can basically make it anything, and just because the Assetto Corsa engine is so versatile, I wouldn't say the game itself is, right? Like yes, of course, a good game engine can make a game versatile, but I am 100% convinced that if iRacing had a modding scene, that iRacing would be much better than Assetto Corsa in that regard. Or even if LMU had that for R-Factor's engine, like a big modding scene based on LMU, we'd probably see a lot of like touring cars and stuff be really good and work really nicely with LMU's engine, right? That's not the issue. Even if Gran Turismo had modding, I think there would even be a space on Gran Turismo's engine for real simulator capabilities, right? It's just not elaborate enough yet.
Yeah, another thing in the sim racing space, which is going to be interesting, is how the modding in Project Motor Racing is going to be implemented. Because that's going to be available on console as well, with the sort of the farming simulator system that they've got going on there.
Yeah, it will sort of limit how you mod the game in a way, because you'll have to imagine there will be textures and texture files and files of anything, and they'll have to be limited to being transferable to console. So there's always a little bit of a breaking point. Like you can't just go overboard with stuff because it still has to work on console, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do something like the graphic enhancements of Assetto Corsa just easily ported to console. Realistically, that's not possible, and feasibly, it's just not possible, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you live within these boundaries, you can make any car, you can make any track in theory, yes, and that's sort of a great thing. Like I could imagine the game being so much more versatile if you had old versions of circuits. That could be nice for like, oh yes, old touring cars, like yeah, let's do a 90s touring car season with the 90s circuits and everything, or even like old NASCAR layouts. Yes, sure, but you couldn't go full. Yes, let's make a full. I don't think drifting would be as easy to implement on an engine that wouldn't be so focused on drifting. Assetto Corsa did that quite well, but again, Assetto Corsa had no limits on physics tweaks, and I think the console will still give it a bit of limitation on how you can put the physics and implement the physics to still work on console effectively. And you also have to tie that with the console having a limited frame rate, so that'll also have to sort of. It's a little bit of a twisted situation if you want to port everything to console, because it's basically like translating something to a completely new language every time you do that. If you do it for PC, you just need a capable PC. If you want to port it to console, you'll need to also have something that the console can understand. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, specific parameters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there will be boundaries. Maybe they can sort of limit those boundaries to mods that only exist on console, and then say, oh yeah, you can do limitless mods on PCs, but if they want to work on consoles, you need to be within these parameters. You understand? So yeah, it's going to be quite complicated, but nothing I don't think they can figure out, right? It's not impossible. It's just definitely going to be a bit more challenging and limiting than Assetto Corsa's literally endless possibilities. You could probably make Assetto Corsa an ego shooter if you were funny enough. So yeah. Like there is something called Pablo the Race Cat. You probably wouldn't get that to work as nicely on Project Motor Racing. So yeah.
Mateus has now got the Nissan Longboy driving backwards once again.
Oh, original.
Starting to suspect that he's got quite a small garage.
One of the few small things of Mateus. I intend on his age.
Oh,
number.
we're bringing up the Mateus is literally 10 years old or something like that. Even though he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's 15. He's 15, but it's still like really low, like really low.
And his bank details are
yeah. The social security number is like 0 to sorry.
No, he's saying shut up in the lobby chat.
No, I won't. Sorry, I didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't want to leak your social security number today.
Not that we have that info anyway, but it's just funny.
No, we definitely don't. No.
I mean, I don't.
Zerkio, stop lying. Remember when I put it in the Nukeshot main show?
No, I do not.
Well, then you must be very demented.
I've been
doxed.
Oh, great.
Hey, you've been doxed.
Right. What else has been going on in the world of sim racing? There was I suppose not really sim racing, but did you see that there was a presentation on the next generation of PlayStation hardware? That's just been
PlayStation and Xbox hardware are both being supplied by AMD, but AMD are doing two different projects. I think AMD is there's Project Amethyst for PlayStation and Project Magnus for Xbox, right? That's quite
right.
interesting. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Project Magnus is something very versatile, so you have like different configurations of the processing unit that can fit on specific in specific places, like in a handheld, in a big console, in a small console, right? So you can basically make an Xbox fit in a phone size, whilst also having the same hardware base on its bigger console counterpart, which I will see a big issue in, and the issue will be the same as what we have with Xbox Series X and S, because Xbox Series S is way less capable than the Series X in any regards except SSD. It's basically just an Xbox One X with an SSD in it, which always arises the problem of if we want to port something like GTA 6, which is going to be so heavy on hardware, if we want to port that to Xbox, do we really want to also nerf that down to Xbox Series S? Because Xbox, I think, still has in its contract that you need to put it on Series S and X, not limit one to X. And that's the exact problem I see. It's gonna if you then have a handheld, and if you then have a smaller version or even a bigger version, and then a console, and then another console, and then you say it has to work on these devices at the same time, so we can have a good infrastructure, and then you have the issue of like big projects coming to Xbox and saying but we want to do something so intensive that it's going to push everything to the limits. Can we please do that? And then they're like, no, because it still has to fit on there. So the developers are like, nah, I'd rather do it on PlayStation 6, for example, where I have the same parameters for every single console. And that's a problem I see generally with if they have big projects with different arches of one AMD processing project. And I hope that Sony sticks to their one console plan and then one pro version plan, because it's worked well with PS5. PS5 is very capable on power and handles everything quite nicely. Though the Xbox Series X is in theory more capable, no game has ever actually utilized that to a big regard, except maybe Forza Motorsport with in-race ray tracing at 60 FPS. But even that is a mix of ray tracing and reflection maps, so it isn't true ray tracing. So Yeah, they as long as you have to say that the games have to work on different pieces of hardware made on the same base at the same time, you're going to run into issues with developers. So Xbox either has to say you can release them separately on each thing, or they're going to have to say, we will make everything the same, and then you're going to either compromise the handheld capability or the big console capability. So I hope that Xbox figures this out before they make another mistake like Series X and S again.
Yeah, because the Series S in particular, I think, has been a bit of a bottleneck for the entire this generation, even affecting the PlayStation side because of third-party stuff.
Of course. And the problem with Series S is its sales. I even had one. I got a Series S in 2021 because I wanted to desperately try Forza Horizon 5 back then. Now I have a PC, so I can play it on there on better settings, anyways. But back when I had that Series S, I mean, it's nice. It's small. It's compact. You can put it anywhere. It's not as bulky as the PS5 and Series X, so it's much better to take anywhere, which is a big factor why it's, I think, outsold the Series X like 80-20, which is disappointing. Because if you'd made the Series S just a smaller Series X with the same hardware and maybe a little lower price, you'd probably sold that a lot more. But then again, you can't really lower the price if the hardware's the same, and then you can't get more money for something that's basically just bigger. So there's always going to be a sort of dilemma, and as long as the lower power Series S sells, developers have to pivot to developing for Series S too. And honestly, if you develop something for Series S, you can probably also get it to work on the Xbox One X and Xbox One S even, because they are not that far away. Same for PS5 and PS4. You can like 90% of the time you can just cut down the PS5 version so much that it just fits on a PS4. I mean, yes, you have half the RAM and like half the CPU and graphics card capabilities, but it's nothing you can't get down to if you use like resolution scaling or a 30 FPS limit, which many hate, but many also sort of get along with at the same time.
I mean, it was early in the generation, of course, because it was crossplay, but case in point with Gran Turismo 7 being cross-gen, able to be on PS5 and PS4 hardware.
With 60 FPS on both versions. Of course, GT7 on PS4 then uses a lot of resolution scaling to achieve that, so the initial rendering can be really low, and then it just scales itself up. There was apparently something for the PS5 Pro that a game had to resolution scale. Yes, it was the PS5 Pro version of what was this new release? It had a really weird name. I'll check. It had a really weird name, but it's quite popular. Not Dying Light the Beast, not Ready or Not. Huh? There was that game. Come on, man. It wasn't Battlefield 6 either. Let me just... Tips of the month. Probably use some of those.
Do you know
Silent Hill F.
was
Silent
it?
Hill F. Yeah, resolution scaling on PS5 Pro max settings had it resolution scaling to 360 pixels in initial rendering and then upscaling to 4K. Initial rendering was on lower pixels than GT4 ran natively. Remember,
Wow.
GT4 ran natively at 576 interlaced. Or 480p. And even 1080 interlaced on the North American version, so it wasn't really... So it wasn't a challenge to do it on there. But then resolution scaling to 360 pixels on PS5 Pro is just horrible optimization, of course. That's just disappointing. I think no one is actually enjoying our podcast, Tokyo.
Oh, sad times. Like and subscribe, regardless. How many likes do we actually have at the moment? I think we did have 3. It's now gone down to 2. Oh dear. Oh, it's
God.
back to 3. Oh, was that you just then?
Me? No, I wasn't ever here.
Oh, okay. Why don't you leave a like? I mean, you're even featured on this channel.
I can actually leave a dislike if I wanted to.
No, don't do that. It doesn't even show up. I
Well,
think
well,
we
it's
do
gonna
have a new
show up in your
subscriber as
studio.
well, actually. I think we were on 202. It's now 203.
Oh my God. It's Mateus' 15th auto count again.
Yeah, thanks, Mateus.
Mateus just getting thanked for nothing. But
You know what I might do? Is I might keep this lobby going, but I might end the live stream. Possibly.
you
I mean,
just you just want to desperately swear out loud
no,
against
no,
Mateus.
no. It's just, I mean, we've got 30 minutes or so left.
Yeah.
I'll do one last run through of the qualifying positions as they
Uh-huh.
stand. This is subject to change because we've still got 7 cars to run, of course. And then we'll get your final thoughts on all of this, if that's okay with you. So, going to the info hub. Current first place is the number 25 of Mateus. That is a 39.9120. Second place is the 88 of Mauro with a 39.9185. Third place is the 27 of Chico Blasi with a 39.9310. Fourth place is the 48 of Novanetti with a 39.9405. Fifth place is the number 10 of Matteo with a 39.9525. And the last car currently in the Fast 6 shootout is the number 98 in 6th place of Rounded Potato 19 or Taters with a 39.9540. That is the time to beat if you're looking to get into the Fast 6. In 7th place is the 31 of Ridwan F1 just outside of the Fast 6. It's a 39.9555. 8th place is the number 54 of Amuda with a 39.9690. 9th place is the number 93 of ART Splurge with a 39.9760. We have in 10th place we have the number 5 with Vacant Haddock. That's the 40.0040. In 11th place, we have the 19 of Gerard's Titan. That's a 40.0290. In 12th place, we have the 32 of Ray Racer 5 with a 40.0405. In 13th place, we have the 4 of Houdini Myers with a 40.0470. In 14th place, and the last car currently in the field is the number 3 with Aiden RPS Hut with a 40.4500. And then first of the reserves, the first car bumped from the field is in 15th place, number 72, Dominic Kubinski with a 40.7865.
Okay.
So, Octavian, your thoughts on what has been an eventful day in qualifying? We saw plenty of fast times. We saw several incidents, including one for yourself earlier in that test run as well. Your thoughts on what has been a good session today, and looking forward to the race, of course, in a week's time.
I mean, judging by my own attempt, I think it is a big bias toward wheel users. I think it was really easy and possible to get into the .9s, and especially the low .9s as a wheel user. There's also probably a slight bit of experience added to that too, not rotating too much or not enough. It is always a thing of pushing the boundaries here, and there are really close margins here. We saw Mateus and Mauro being really, really close, within 1,000ths of each other, and that sort of shows that there's no margin of error in the actual attempt, which is why some people do like minor undercooking or minor overcooking, because as we saw with Arps, he he definitely overcooked that turn one, and that left him in a 14th position where he is at a threat of not actually making the race in case everyone who signed up and qualified will make the race. So it is always a conflict of, do I want to just play it safe and get to the end of the qualifying run, or is it, do I want to get into the fast six, get that pole position, and do a competitive start for the run? The race itself is though not going to be as important, isn't going to be as dependent on the qualifying position as some think. I think there is a chance, if there's someone really good having a really bad qualifying run, there's still always a margin of making their way through the field throughout the entire race, because there's still a long way to go, a lot of slipstream to be had, and if you have a teammate, teamwork can indeed make a catch-up dream work. So there is always a room for improvement upon qualifying, but qualifying has showed that the field is close, and qualifying has showed that the field will not leave any room for error even in the race itself. So you really have to either be there at the right place at the right time in the race, or have incredible pace on your own for you to make a race win here work. There's also a big element of strategy in the race itself. How do you pit? Where do you use your nitrous? Do you want to save it up for the final 10 laps, or do you want to use it in clean air, trying to jump others through pit stops? That's a big question to be had. Most of the time, everyone's going to be in a pack anyways, so there's no real reason in trying any other strategies, except if you just want to give it a funny try. There is definitely going to be a really interesting race. This qualifying has proved to be really close, but there's also, in my opinion, there are a lot of 40.0s where I was like, there was definitely a 39.9 possible there. There was that one sort of meter that was missing from the turn one entry that probably could have gotten that guy a 0.9, but it never did. And I think there was, for that low margin of error, there could have been an even lower margin, knowing how easy it is to get this track right. But I am also not surprised that there are some people making mistakes, because this is sort of a stressful time to qualify. If you do stress yourself easily, you'll easily just make that small mistake that just catches you out. Am I right? So this is going to be quite the interesting thing. I'm not surprised about the result. I am surprised that Dominic didn't make it, but again, he had reason for it. I'm surprised that Tatus didn't go that high, but I said that already. Tatus is using old setups and is sort of not doing this in a very serious, full practicing manner. But yeah, judging by my time, it isn't difficult to get into the low nines. It isn't impossible to challenge Mateus and Mauro on one lap or the two average. So to the others that qualify, there is definitely some room in the fast six for you if you have the setup, which there isn't much to go wrong, and if you have the talent, which most of you have anyways, because it's an oval.
Thank you very much for your insights and for joining us here on Nukeshot Media. Poctavian, thank you so much for being my co-host for this. You can catch all the action in a week's time, if all goes well, for the Blue Moon Bay 200. We hope to see you here back on Nukeshot Media. From all of us here, I've been Zokio, he's been Poctavian, and
indeed,
we hope to see you in a week's time. From all of us here, it's goodbye.
See ya.